Chance, you just kept yelling.
No.
You did yell a lot.
Everyone heard.
Everyone heard.
That was the episode.
It was
most
very
of our
rude.
coworkers watched. Like,
Very
this is
rude.
Pablo's crash out.
Very
Did he crash out
rude.
last
Very
week?
rude. Very
heard.
terrible.
Very terrible. He's an ugly man.
Welcome back to the Deeper Issues Nerdcast. On tonight's episode, James Gunn is polishing off Superman. We're getting a Social Network sequel, and we are reading Thunder Studios' NeverWars. So stick around because your fandom awaits.
So sneaky.
Fantasies of God, fantasies.
Welcome back. It is Wednesday. It is New Comic Book Day. This is the place where we think all the deep thoughts about all the shallow things. Welcome to the Deeper Issues Nerdcast. If this is your first time joining us, well, firstly, my name is Pablo Ramirez. If this is your first time joining us, I'm so lost right now. I got thrown off. We had technical issues. If this is your first time joining us, we take the weekly geeky zeitgeist and make it accessible and digestible. We'll deep dive into the latest movies, TVs, gamings, comics, or whatever weird thing the internet is fighting about now, and nerd-splain it. So no nerdy background necessary to hang out. Whether you're a total newbie or a level 99 pop culture wizard, myself and panel of nerd-splainers have a PhD in pop culture in order to be your geeky guides to discovering what kind of nerd you really are. So welcome to the gateway to all things nerdy, no gatekeeping allowed. Welcome to the Deeper Issues Nerdcast. All right, settle down, everybody. Calm down, folks. This week, my prophets of pop culture media, my dorky devotees, my round table of true believers, panel of Pokemaniacs, zeitgeist zealots. To my left, returning. You can't see her pants. They do look like scrubs. She said I was going to talk about it before we started the show. I'm going to talk about it now. She's wearing like cargo scrub pants that look very comfortable, by the way, and stylish. Sean Combs is a don'ty, but Olivia Liv Julian King is a hitty.
Every week, I think it's the worst one, and that's the worst.
I don't write the headlines, Olivia.
The scrubs?
Oh, the scrubs.
You had to bring up the scrubs?
Well, because you said I was going to bring it up, so I had to bring it up, of course. I didn't want to disappoint.
Well, Katie says they're fantastic.
Yeah.
She can't even see them. I love her.
To my right, back from Walt Disney World, rocking the branding behind him, in front of the VHS wall, the right hand at the Deeper Issues Nerdcast, Mr. T.Y. Tyler. Ciao. Tommy Jeff is going to pop in at any moment. Our special guest for tonight joining us. Oh, I don't have all the ado, but she is a anime nerd, a LARPer, and a Pokemaniac.
Obsessed.
She's just here to vibe, y'all. Miss Ketzia Abramson.
An honor to be here.
I should have thrown everybody's social handles up, but I'll throw up Ketzia. She's the guest either way.
Yes.
You guys know the rest of us. The beginning, A, I fell down a pothole, and B, the beginning technical issues. And then I realized I'm connected to Wi-Fi and not to Ethernet. So, the show drops out. We'll be back momentarily. Just hang out for a little bit. Yeah. So this show is all about learning. Hello, everybody. So we like to kind of dive in to the learning right away. Not only things that you're learning from us, but also things that we learned this week. So this is a little segment we call "What Did We Learn This Week?" Ketzia, do you want to start, or do you want me to, or do you want to?
Did you explain this to her?
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
I
was
briefed her.
Have someone
Wow.
else start, just so
Pablo,
she sees what it's all about.
Time.
No, Pablo, what did you learn
So
this week?
Yeah, Pablo, why don't you start for once?
Yeah.
Well, because
He
I'm-
wanted to pick on the new kid.
yeah.
Yeah.
Bully.
Ketzia raised a very interesting question, by the way. I learned something about Ketzia because she raised a really
Immediately.
interesting question before the show. Actually, before we dive into what you learned this week, I want you to throw out this question to the audience that you had just before we went on air.
For sure.
Oh
So
my
this is a
God.
question I've been proposing to some of my friends, and I probably should have asked this before the podcast.
This is your thing. This is your brand. This is how
No.
the audience will instantly get
This
to know.
is your
This is
brand.
your
This is
brand.
now
question
your
is
brand.
now associated with you. Yeah.
Perfect. So the question kind of one, you have to envision yourself in the Ratatouille universe. I can curse, right? Is that-
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
Okay, so you imagine
Please,
yourself in the Ratatouille universe, and you meet someone, and you fall desperately in love with this person, and then you decide to have sexual relations with this person. It is some of the best sex you have ever had. The next day,
Mazel.
no, congratulations. No, quite literally earth-shaking, mind-altering sexual intercourse. But the next day, this person comes back to you and says, "Hey, I have to be honest. There was a little rat. Also, they were wearing a chef's hat because the chef's hat stays on during
Is
sex."
the chef hat part of the kink?
Yes.
Okay.
And they revealed that
Okay.
the sex that you had with them was with the influence of the rat,
Orchestrated.
orchestrated by the rat. Yes, of course. So there's a couple of moral implications and questions there. One, is that considered bestiality? Two, are you okay with that? Are you not okay with that? Do you break up with this person? And then the continuation of the question is, let's say you have sex with that person again, and then no rat, and it is the worst sex you've had. Do you ask them to bring the rat back? And then when you get a divorce, ultimately, who gets the rat?
You're married?
Yes, because the
Okay.
sex was that good.
Oh,
You eventually get married. yeah.
Eventually,
they're
Do-
using the rat the entire time.
yes, to keep your marriage together,
Yeah.
obviously.
You're married to a rat.
That's right. No,
Well, no, you're married to a human that
is it a throuple?
I said as long as everything's consensual.
It's kind of like
Definitely
those
bring the rat
old
back.
that bit where people use a earphone in their ear. And
No,
the-
like
and
a
the-
Suriname de
Surin-
Bergerac.
yeah, Surin-
They're like-
no, it's a Shakespearean.
Yeah, except
Like,
it's a
I'm
rat
gonna
orchestrating
tell you what
lovemaking.
to say to woo this woman,
Mhm.
and then you're gonna do it.
No, but I don't think the rat's telling anybody what to say. I think the rat is
I'm saying
only
it's like
controlling the movement.
I'm saying it's like that.
Oh yeah.
You know, the headphone, the
Yeah, so
headpiece in the
instead,
ear.
so you fell in love with someone else's words. So now you're falling in love with someone else's actions.
Yeah,
So you're falling in love with the rat's
Hey,
actions.
I think
then.
you're sexually attracted to the rat.
I
I
don't
think,
think-
you love the rat.
I love.
No, because if this is an ongoing thing. Like, welcome to romantic
You're not attracted to the
comedies.
rat because I'm not trying to have intercourse with the rat.
But you're
I'm-
falling in love with
I'm-
the rat's movements.
the lovemaking that this rat helps orchestrate. Yeah, just like
Does the rat
Antoine
write
Ego fell
letters?
in love with the rat's cooking.
And if you're wondering why and how this could possibly be applicable to today's times, replace the rat with AI.
That's what I mean.
Oh wow,
I'm gonna put a love
Oh.
letter into this thing.
this truly is.
And then you get I don't know if it won an Oscar, but the movie Her, starring Scarlett
Yes,
Johansson
yes.
and
Joaquin Phoenix.
is it Joaquin Phoenix?
Yeah.
Oh my God, there you go.
Yeah. I love that. movie.
Walking Phoenix.
So that's me in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show.
Oh my God,
I
you're
will
awesome for
say,
having
as
me.
long as everything's consensual amongst the rat, the person
It's a
that is being
throuple.
controlled by the rat,
Katie
and
says the man
I
is
do
just
want the
best
rat
man.
and the divorce. I said I would just make it work. We'd go to marriage
You want the
counseling.
Rat and
We'll
the divorce.
We'll figure it out. No, I'm just gonna try not to get the divorce. We're just gonna try to keep it all together. Me, the rat.
You're describing a
No.
throuple. So you're saying a throuple.
I think
I
there
don't think you're a
is.
throuple. I think. Look,
It's just a good question to ask some of your friends.
let's move on.
Sure. No,
It's-
absolutely.
hey,
this is
it's-
actually the entire podcast.
This
We
is
will
a-
only
yeah.
be talking
It's
about
No
rat.
comics this week.
It's interesting.
I want to know people's and anybody who may have an answer about this out here. I'm probably gonna clip this up. So if you have something to say, would you be upset if the rat was controlling your partner's lovemaking?
Here, I'll give you the thumbnail. It's like bestiality.
Yeah.
There you go.
Is it?
She
Is
did
it? Interspecies erotica, I think, is what it would be.
I've seen that anime. It's fine.
Um,
So what happens in the B movie?
That came up in
That-
the discussion.
They-
100%
Really?
Yes,
Oh my
100%.
God.
yes,
Yes.
They do fall in
1000%.
love.
Right?
The bee falls in love
just
with the
like
woman.
Jerry Seinfeld
Fall in love with the
fell in love
child.
with the 17-year-old girl. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I don't think that's just
I'm more
like,
comfortable with loving the rat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The rat was the better part of that story.
if the rat has like sentiences, can talk. You
So
know,
Pablo,
like,
what did you learn this week?
hey, that's a whole other discussion. But yeah,
Okay, so we are going to start with me when I learned. I feel like Diddy
Yeah.
had something. Diddy, why don't you start? What did you learn this week, Diddy?
No, the camera's on
I
you.
never
All right,
learned
Ty over here
anything.
controlling. I don't learn
He
it.
I'm
has
the
all the
rat in the
power.
situation.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
right.
Oh my god.
Oh
my God.
I learned about, and I'm not wearing them right now. Did you guys know about the Idiocracy, the shoes from the future?
Yeah, there were Crocs.
So yeah, so funny.
I do know that.
Costume designer on Idiocracy, was talking to what you
No,
don't.
I don't know what you're talking
You never
about.
seen Idiocracy?
Oh,
Have you
well,
seen
it's
Idiocracy?
very
It's a movie.
it's very relevant.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a very relevant movie by Mike Judge, same guy who did Office Space, same guy who created Beavis and Butthead
Oh,
and
nice.
King of the Hill. And is it Mike Judge or Judge? Judge, right? Like Judge,
Judge.
Judge, Jury, and Executioner, right? So Mike Judge did this movie about is it one of the Wilson brothers? Luke Wilson is like frozen or something. I don't know. He just ends up in a future, and in the future where everybody is fucking moron.
It's sort of like a oh shit.
If you've never seen
oh
it,
shit.
watch it.
No, what is
Futurama?
Futurama, where Fry gets like frozen and then he gets
yeah, yeah.
unfrozen way later than he's supposed to. It's like that, and he wakes up and he's like the smartest person on earth.
On Earth, but he was an idiot in our time. But
Yeah.
it stars
No,
like Terry
I don't
Crews.
think he was
He was just not the smartest guy.
He was
Just
just
like
like
your average Joe.
Yeah,
he was an
okay.
average
There you
Joe.
go.
I think that's in the trailer. Actually, they just say an average Joe like gets frozen, and then he's the smartest guy in the future.
And then he wakes up to be the smartest guy in the future because everybody in the future has become very dumb. If you haven't seen the movie, it's fantastic. Definitely, like Diddy
Yeah.
says, very relevant.
Like the citizenship test to pass is like put the square cube in the square hole and put this triangle cube in the triangle hole. So it's like a child's test.
It's unfortunately a bit
Okay.
prophetic too, in the sense of like
And then in the future
how people
they
consume.
they're like,
content
oh,
and-
our crops won't grow and nothing, like everything's dying, blah blah blah. And it's because they're watering it with Gatorade,
yeah, because
it's like a Gatorade's a sponsored thing. And
yeah,
it's
it has what plants crave.
so yeah, capitalism is a hellscape.
So-
and
Anyways,
No
so
way.
the movie, if you haven't seen it, Ty, definitely watch it.
Okay.
Anybody who hasn't seen it, definitely watch it. And the costume designer, apparently in the movie at the time, Mike Judge was looking for like a futuristic looking shoe, apparently. And then the costume designer was like, well, I found this shoe. It's like this really small company. And I think Mike Judge's original concerns is like, what if this company gets big and people are going to wear it? And the costume designer's like, nobody will ever fucking wear this shoe.
these shoes are nasty.
These shoes are
That's what he said. These shoes are nasty.
pretty much. And everybody in like the jailhouse scene, like a bunch of different spots in the movie, are wearing these shoes, and the shoes are Crocs.
Fantastic.
Like
Because-
quite literally, it's
what-
a company that made Crocs and then now is selling Crocs. So
What-
we are living idiocracy.
Yeah, and the movie came out in 2006,
Okay.
right before
Amazing.
Crocs became a thing.
Amazing.
And it's like I just bought my first pair of Crocs, like ever,
And
because
you were so hyped on.
I was wearing them fucking today. All right, I picked up my children. I
Those
went to a
look
fucking
clean. I
fancy-
saw that. Your
Yeah.
story, the white, yeah, those are. I like
Yeah,
those shoes.
dude.
You
Very
took
nice.
a picture of them, put them on your story.
You put your dogs on the
I
internet.
shamelessly
Bro, that's
flaunted it.
sick.
I just put, I don't care anymore. All right,
You
my
took
name's
for
Paulo, and
free?
I have a pair of Crocs.
for free.
Off we.
They are so practical and like easy, like around the house. Look, I'm not going to get into it, but it was really
They put
funny.
'em in
I
sports
learned
mode.
that because of the internet.
Sports mode is crazy.
They were in sports. So Tommy Jeff is here.
No way.
Oh my gosh. We just Kramered in here.
I actually go back in and Kramer in harder because I didn't
Yeah,
get
can
the
you-
full Kramer.
Can you properly Kramer in here?
But
Oh,
don't
he
break
will.
the door.
Hold
feel
on.
like
Can you put a camera on him?
I definitely feel like
I'm
he's
gonna
about
film
to
it
break
though.
the door.
We can-
No, you can
No,
see it on
no, but-
Olivia's story right now. We're posting it live in real time. This is one of the benefits of watching this show live. You see, anything could happen. We're like Monday Night Raw.
Oh my God. Hey guys, what's up?
A white man?
No, no.
What does security do about it? Nothing.
Yep. We don't got security.
I
Right? Well,
vibe with
Adrian's
you
the
so hard.
security.
Vibing.
Yeah,
I know. I feel like I'm interrupting. Diddy, you should be sitting here.
that's what I learned. I learned about Crocs.
That's my friend. Aw. Hi, Adrian.
Adrian just walking off camera.
Hey, take your wasabi chips.
My nephew
brother.
Adrian's in the background and he's making his space for Tommy Jeff. Cue sad Hulk music now.
That's the only
You want-
sad music I
Take some-
have.
take some chip.
You
We're
take
gonna work on that. Cool.
Aw.
Ty,
Yes.
you just came from the allegedly the happiest place on earth.
So
You had to have learned something while you were there.
So funny that you say that. So yes, I do have something to share, but funny that you say that. On my popcorn bucket, I don't know if I don't know.
Do you get
I might need Tommy Jess
pussy?
to fact check me on this. So Disneyland is the happiest place on earth.
Correct.
So Walt Disney World, I noticed on their slogan, is the most magical place on earth.
Oh, because it's definitely got to be a
Oh.
copyright.
It's
because
copy-
it's
it's different.
oh.
TJ is already saying yes.
he's saying yes.
I
Wait, wait.
forget which the order is, but if you look on like TripAdvisor, like top 10 most like tourist destinations for the United States, I forget what the order of it, but it's like I think Disney World is number 1, Disneyland is number 2.
Oh,
So
interesting.
people, but yeah, no, the happiest place on earth is
Disneyland.
Disneyland,
The
right here
magical-
in SoCal.
nice.
And what did the Disney World one say? The most
the most magical place on earth.
son of a gun.
So you go for magic, you don't go for happiness.
That's right.
That's right.
Well, you know what's funny about my biggest what did I learn this week? And I thought this was the funniest thing.
Was it
About
how to be
aggressive-
happy?
Okay.
I
I was gonna say aggressive Disney poopers. Okay.
You know, I only had like a
Look at
few
it.
bad experience. Like I had overall it was a great trip. What I learned from Floridians is that they prefer Disneyland because they're like, oh, where they ask questions like to icebreakers. I can't even think what I'm saying.
Yeah, you prefer the thing that you're not.
small talk. Well, no,
Okay, they like small talk.
yeah,
those
no, they were just
Floridians.
making small. I was just making small talk. Like, oh, like where are you from? Like, oh, I'm from California. Like, oh, do you go to Disneyland? I'm like, yeah, I'm actually like 15 minutes away from Disneyland. I'm like, have you been to Disneyland? Do you like it? They're like, yeah, we prefer it over Disney World.
Interesting.
And they work there. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, this is really cool that you have 4 different parks and they're all kind of like themed.
No, but we like California better.
Well, the reason being is they said
The
Disneyland.
governor. Oh, okay.
No, Disneyland and Disney California Adventure has more rides put together than Disney World put together.
Oh, because everything's so spread out.
Everything's so
there.
spread out. They're like,
Yeah, it's a lot of
Ah.
movement, a lot of walking,
correct. And they're like, we don't like that. And I was
and then a
like,
lot of humidity.
Yeah,
well, I was like, let
and
alone I was like-
alligators.
And alligators
Alligators.
fucking get everywhere.
well, let alone I was like, your weather sucks here.
Yeah,
It's that time of year,
No,
dude.
it's
Yeah.
terrible.
but they
awful.
still have the Tower of Terror. Do
Tower
they
of Terror.
not?
They
So,
do have the Tower of Terror.
I did because that was my first thing I did when I went to
Was
Hollywood
it?
Studios. Yeah.
Oh, I
It's-
love that.
Have you been?
No, yeah, I went maybe like 2-3 years ago. It was right when Guardians had opened, but Tron had not opened. But I loved it. We did all the parks except for Magic Kingdom because money, and I didn't feel like doing Magic Kingdom. Like there
Yeah.
are some differences, but it was like
It's not-
close
yeah.
enough that I didn't
Yeah.
feel like worth a ticket. But no, I totally agree with the Disney World is an event. Disneyland is like, come on over.
But maybe because
exactly.
we live
Mhm.
here, I don't know, right? So there could be some sort of effect, I'm assuming, of a place that's close to your house.
Well,
But- Yeah.
these are coming from Floridians, not me.
But like
Oh.
even if you live in Florida, it's not like you can just like the fact that we either like you can Uber to the front gate of Disneyland.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
that's
I feel like
nice.
still getting to Disney World, even if you like live close, is like an entire trek.
It's
Yeah,
an event.
It is. Yeah, I
Yeah.
get what you're saying for sure. It
Yeah.
is. You have to.
That's so interesting that they favor it.
Right. And it was crazy too because I was at Epcot and obviously they have the exchange program where there's people from different countries. They also said the same thing. They're like, I like that your park has everything where I don't have to go to Epcot for this one specific ride or this.
Yeah.
I see.
And then
And
when
you have to go to California Adventure. It's just like right there.
It's there.
I will say this.
So their thing is it's bigger.
It's bigger. And like I was talking to Pablo today before I came over and I was like, look, I had a fantastic time. I'd definitely go again. Yeah, Hollywood Studios, that was like the first thing I did. I was like, Tower of Terror is my favorite ride.
It's amazing, dude.
And they
How it
got
like
rid of
comes
it.
out of the elevator,
weird,
and
yeah.
Rod Sterling is still there.
He's still
and
there.
The it's like it's
It was
just
shorter,
engulfs.
though.
You're just
The ride itself was shorter though.
yes. The movement up and down is shorter,
Yeah.
but I don't know. You get all like the build
I
up.
got the nostalgia. No, I was
That was so good.
I was happy with it.
You got
Yeah.
all those Twilight Zones right there behind you, man.
Yeah.
There they are. Yeah. Oh my gosh. That's my favorite thing there. Like, I don't know, the old.
They should
old-timey-
not have gotten rid of
music.
that. They should not have
Yeah.
gotten rid of it. Like I would. Are you joking?
There are just
That was,
a
like,
lot of
best.
different rides that I feel like needed to be updated before we got rid of Tower of Terror.
Right.
Exactly.
How is Wild Toad's ride and the Venture to Hell still there?
Listen,
It feels
No,
like
it's
Because
Florida.
it's
I-
fucking awesome
the ride
and weird
slaps.
as fuck.
No, 100%. But
It
like,
feels like Florida.
I
it feels like Florida in there.
yeah, because you go through hell.
Yeah.
But I love Fantasyland. Like, don't touch any of those rides. Sorry to disagree with you.
No, I mean,
I love you.
And I adore
But-
you. You're going, and like every time I'm like, it's not hell,
But
right?
what
And
I
then you're like, no,
think-
this is hell.
there's
there's no way around it.
There's some,
Yeah,
I
for
love that ride. But
It has the
you
smell,
know,
Pablo.
Fantasyland, leave it alone, in my opinion. But there's other things that they could have done. Like, I love Tower of Terror, and they
Yeah.
changed it. And
They're
I was like,
evolving. They're allegedly building a Disney Avatar land there and
Yes.
everything there too. We
Mm.
talked
Just
about this.
phenomenal.
Although I will say this, even living in Southern California, Disneyland's gotten fucking out of control.
well, you
expensive.
can't
Yeah.
go there.
Oh my
you
gosh,
can't go
no.
there
It's
anymore.
and I
I'm
will
going there
say
tomorrow.
they
I
well
have a
they
pass,
don't
you're
want
good.
they don't want locals to go there anymore.
yeah, and
no,
then
they hate us.
They
oh
they
my God,
hate
they
us.
hate us.
They don't want us to go.
you guys
And I'm like,
fucking
are you
bringing too much
joking?
of a
I spend
vibe.
so much money here.
Dude, I go just to people watch and eat, and then I'm out.
No, I go to
Yeah.
play Pokemon Go, get a corn dog, and then
You
I
know,
leave. It's
that's
the
what my-
best.
my brother
Yeah.
does that too.
Well, the other thing is once you're in Florida, I'm not saying like the trip and like Disney World itself isn't expensive, but once you're in there, it's fucking very reasonably priced.
No, I agree. The food
Mm.
prices there.
Really?
I was
Yeah.
like $12. I was like, that's nothing compared to what we pay.
Transparently, I would give up all of Disneyland and DCA for an Epcot ball.
Oh yeah.
yeah, for Spaceship Earth. I was just talking
Dude,
about
we
the
were
way it
just
smells.
talking about.
The
Okay,
way
that
it
was
It
smells.
you.
smells good.
That was you.
Or
No,
that.
I don't, it
Hot
smells
ball.
like I don't know. It
It
smells
sounds
like classic,
interesting.
classic
hate.
Disney shit. It smells like like a classic amusement park. It smells like Walt intended it to smell for some. Yeah, I don't know. And Ty's like,
Well,
oh,
you guys
that's
know how
lead and
pirate-
asbestos. or something. And
Well,
I'm like,
that's
"Is that-"
like the Pirates of the Caribbean. You're always like, I'm always like, I love
The
that
smell. Oh, it's
and
the best
everyone's like, that's mold.
oh, the water. Yeah. Well, maybe
I'm like,
mildew.
And,
yeah,
and then they
but
make a face when you get your like little silly straw and tip it in the water, right, Diddy?
I have never, and I don't want people to think I do that because you guys make a lot of jokes, but I
I'm just
do
kidding.
not. I've never drank that water.
No, but Pablo has. Anyway,
Allegedly.
Has it you?
you have the candle, don't you?
There's a.
I
I
do
have,
love the
I have an
candle.
ET candle that smells like the ET ride, but I don't know.
The
Look,
ET ride.
Yeah, it has a
Yeah.
specific smell.
Oh, yeah.
If you guys want the Disney water smell, you just need bromine.
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 No, Spaceship Earth smells different than Pirates. Spaceship Earth has like.
But
a
you guys know the
s-
pirate smell,
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
very
and it's the
distinct.
best
Pirates.
smell in the world.
It is very distinct. I adore it. I like the candles that they sell of pirate smell.
I'd never heard of those candles.
Oh, they're great. It's like those the candles that are I don't know. They do ones for like states sometimes, and they're like, oh, this Texas candle smells
Smells
like
like
Texas.
Texas.
And I'm like, no, it doesn't. But like the pirates one smells like pirates,
Well,
or it
Nostalgia's
smells
a
like
hell of a
bromine.
drug.
Apparently,
people are like,
Nostalgia is
people
just
are
all
like,
drug.
oh, that's that mold.
We only
Chemicals.
honestly
like-
like it really is just like the nostalgia that we love the smell. I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. It reminds me of a simpler time, my childhood, just like McDonald's.
Yeah, it's like it brings you
Aw.
back like a smell. It brings
All
you
these
back.
corporations have freaking ingrained themselves in my mind. Diddy, what did you learn this week aside from what the water tastes like at Pirates of the Caribbean?
I never tasted that water, Pablo.
Allegedly.
Did you?
allegedly. And for the public
Where did
record.
this rumor start?
I don't know.
What?
Ty started a rumor.
What the hell?
I heard it. We
Sorry.
heard it through the. Heard it from a friend. Who
I'm so sorry, Diddy.
heard it
You
from a
did this
friend.
to me.
I'm
I heard
so
it from
sorry.
Ario
This is-
Speedwagon.
Look, this is why Tommy Jeff should sit here. Go.
Tommy Jeff, do
Um,
you want to tell us what you? All right, hold on. We'll go Diddy, but
Well, what I learned. Okay, so I don't know. I had like a couple things, but I'm like trying to pick which one is funnier.
the best
I
one.
think the
Diddy.
funnier
Don't
one.
pick the unfunny one. Pick
I think
the
the
funny one.
funnier one is that, and I've learned this over and over on this podcast, is that I have no self control. On Thursday last, I took my mom out to go out. We went out to eat, and we went out to like a gym shop, and then we went out to like this bar that we really like that you can buy art off the walls.
Mhm.
Oh, I saw that on your story.
Oh yeah. So we did that, but like we basically, and I'm saying it's all very nice. But
What's the name of the bar, by the way?
it's called Second Floor.
Okay. And I can be like, bartender, I'll take this painting, please.
No, because it's very funny.
And the
I
margarita.
make a whole meal out of it. I'm always like that one. You know what I mean? So we did that.
Are you buying like $500 paintings here at a bar? Are you flexing on us right
okay,
now?
so
Is this a flex?
I just got a
No.
baller.
Yeah.
Damn.
I bought
I bought 17 recent pieces from
Oh,
Should we
Lord.
add
contemporary
art
artists.
collector
Yeah.
to your title?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. I have a gallery wall. Like my room is a whole gallery wall,
Oh my god.
and
Oh, I
it's all
love
like
this.
art that I bought.
Gallery wall and mirrors.
But this one I bought, and I was like drunk. I'm not even gonna like mince words. Like
Yeah.
we bar
thank you for
hopped,
clarifying that.
bar hopped.
You know, I assumed, but I appreciate
Yeah.
it.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. I was
You're
quite
buying art at bars. I assume you
I'm-
weren't
yeah.
sober.
I'm assuming the
and
vision.
doing the whole like, I'll take that one. Thank you.
Yes.
Please,
Serve.
madam. And I think I said madam like 4 times. And the girl was like, what? Like she just started there, and she's just like a
It's my
dive
first
bar.
day.
She's like a dive bar like person, but I am too. So I was just like, but I was playing a role.
Mhm.
I was like, that one, please, madam.
Yeah.
Wrap it up.
And she's like, what? I'm gonna vape while we do this. And I was like, fuck yeah, dude. Okay, cool. And anyways, I bought like a painting for $200, and it was massively big. It's like my head to my almost my, I don't know, it's like my whole torso, my head past my torso. And I bought it, and it doesn't match the vibe of my room at all. And I was like, no, I need that, right? I need that, right?
Yeah. You
I was like,
Obviously.
it's coming home with me, right? And my mom was like, yes.
yeah.
Also,
Your mom, the voice of reason here. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like,
definitely.
add
Yeah.
to
And she's
cart.
like, she's like, I'm buying one too. And I was like, yeah, but yours is $100. This is $200. Like, who do I think I am? But I did it, and
I love that.
it doesn't
You went
match the vibe of my room at all, but I did it, and I love it. But also I'm like, what? Why did I do that? But anyways, I love it. I learned once again that I have no self-control, and that
Yeah.
if I have,
You are irresponsible.
I'm very
You are-
irresponsible, but I'm also responsible.
That is very irresponsible.
But I took it out
you.
of my saving. I was like, I'll do it. And yeah, so I was like, yeah, I guess I learned that. And I know this about myself, that when like I am having fun and I'm with people and we're all having fun, and if there's any drink involved, even one, it's like money is not an issue.
Mhm.
There you go.
And I'm like, what do you mean?
This is the Renaissance Fair all over. again.
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
money is very much an issue for you, bitch.
Yeah.
Like, you need to you need to stop doing this. But I'm like, whatever they want. Oh, who are they? I love them. They're my new
Paintings for
friends.
everybody at the
Yeah.
bar.
And it's just, I'll grab their card in case I want to buy another. And I'm like, who am I? So anyways, yeah, I learned that. And I got a new painting, and no regrets. So
No regrets.
no
regrets.
regrets.
Um,
No regrets.
Katie,
Boys.
chat asking about the movie in the background. This is I specifically didn't think anybody would guess this, and this is a good one. This is 1972 classic, El Santo and Blue Demon versus Las Momias de Guanajuato. It's a luchador like Mexican exploitation-y horror kind of film. It's very it's very random and rare. Ketzia, did you learn anything this week?
Yes, and I've been subtly trying to find
What you learned?
what I learned.
You like-
Because here's the thing.
love
we
that.
all learned something.
No,
That's
we
it.
did. This is my greatest skill set, is I have a lot of approximate knowledge about things. So I will say with my full chest, like, oh, this was the actor, and I'm so close. Like, I'll say, I'm trying to think of like a good example of like I'll be like, oh, that actor, like Robert De Niro. And
Yeah.
they're like, did you mean Robert De Niro? And I'm like, no, yes, fuck.
Yeah.
So,
Di Serono.
so I say a lot of things that are like
DiGiorno.
correct, but like
Almost.
just almost right.
That's good. I like
So
But
I
I-
did.
we do that on the show all the time.
All the time.
That
Fantastic.
is this whole show.
Great. Oh my god, perfect. So I did learn something, but like I don't have like I have an approximate knowledge.
I
about
would
a
like
new
to
thing.
hear, before you look it up, how you would say what
Fair
you
enough.
said.
No, so I know what it is, or more or less what it is, but I don't have the correct language or the knowledge, or I
Look it up after and then tell us
Exactly.
first.
So
I want to see if I can guess.
no, so I mean, like, so as Pablo stated, is the term Pokemaniac?
Pokemaniac.
Pokemaniac.
Yeah.
I have an MA, so like I'm a Pokemon master technically,
Okay. Yeah.
and I have published research about Pokemon Go.
Do you have all the
Knock it
badges?
off.
Yes.
Yeah. Let me
So,
see your badges first, ma'am.
it's a diet Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
If you defeat me, you get a diet soda
Nice.
because I'm addicted to aspartame too.
Oh.
So I am still avidly playing Pokemon Go, and they just released a new item in game that hasn't. I don't think it's been like it's not in the game yet, but it's still upcoming. And essentially, for those of you who don't play Pokemon Go, which I get it, it's not 2016 anymore.
Mm.
I love it.
You catch a Pokemon and then you can like check its stats. So you get it appraised, and it gives you like a 3-bar score for
Yeah.
attack, defense, and hit points.
You used to have, when I first started playing Pokemon, you had to go to like a website and like freaking put in your Pokemon code and it would give you a whole breakdown. But now
It's so
integrated
much
into the
easier.
game,
Yes. So it's a quick thing. And anytime I catch a Pokemon that I have a repeat of, I just quickly appraise it to see if there's a chance of it being a perfect Pokemon where it's got all 3
Mhm.
bars filled up, gives you like, good job. And if it's perfect, I hold on to it. And the appeal of a perfect Pokemon is that you could take it to battle other players. There are usually 3 leagues that are divided based off of your Pokemon's power. So there's like 1,500 and under, 25 under, and then I think there's another one, and then Master League. And
What color team are you on, by the way?
the best one?
Instinct?
No.
Yellow?
No, Yellow has never been the best team.
That's the
It's
best
That's
team.
the best team.
With
That is the best.
Sparky, no, I cannot
Get
stand
out of
this.
here.
Why is everyone who's like your gym leader looks like he works like he looks like Guy Fieri. He looks like
Fight,
No,
fight,
he doesn't.
fight.
Sparky.
fight.
Bro,
TJ,
Sparky
get on
is
camera,
a
TJ.
human Jolteon.
Yeah,
Do
no, he
not
looks like a golden
insult
retriever. I'm going to insult
human
him.
Jolteon.
He just looks like he had chicken tendies and mac and cheese for lunch.
What's wrong with chicken tendies and mac and cheese? For
That
lunch?
is a grown ass man.
What?
the
So
chicken
what is
cheese.
this?
He's
What is your
probably
version of the best?
The
team?
best team is the red team, obviously.
Get outta
Okay.
here.
Yeah.
Blue team, a close second. No one picks yellow. And
What-
if you think I'm wrong, check every Pokemon gym in a 5-mile radius, and none of them are yellow.
Actually, Florida was all yellow.
Oh wow! Thank you for defending my point.
I don't play
Florida
Pokemon
was
Go.
crazy to go with that.
Crazy.
That's not
Well,
how
because
you
we took,
defend this.
we took him over. We
So-
took over all the gyms.
What?
Oh, you're pulling that intentionally, or I didn't know.
Yeah, no. I'm
I thought you were
pulling
giving
it
it to
because I feel
TJ.
like that TJ, like he's Pokemon man.
He's Pokemon.
We need
He's
to talk about
Pokemon.
This is the
Pokemon.
Get over here,
He's a
Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Yeah, he is.
No,
it's true.
I understand the appeal and the love for the yellow team. My roommate is on the yellow team, and we have a lot of fights about it.
That sounds like not a good roommate if you're fighting.
Well,
It honestly, it helps because anytime we
Spicy.
see a blue team, we have a common enemy, and then anytime
Oh,
there's a
that's fair.
red gym that's full, he can take out one of the reds, so I can put
That's
my
fair.
Pokemon in.
That's
It
nice.
works out really nicely.
oh yeah.
That is a good companion to have.
Yes. So with the
Try.
fighting in the leagues and the Master League. So having a perfect Pokemon is really only applicable if you're in the Master League, which is there's no cap. You can get as strong as your Pokemon can get, go for it. And those are the people that are competing at like the competition level. There was just like the regional or national championships in New Orleans last weekend.
No way.
Yeah, it was actually really cool.
Oh wow. Okay.
But they've introduced an item that basically allows you to take any Pokemon and train and like retrain its stats so that it is a perfect Pokemon.
So you can literally train your Pokemon as you're
Yes.
supposed to do to make it a stronger, better Pokemon.
Yes. It's basically like training IVs, if you're familiar with that
Yeah,
terminology.
absolutely. Yeah.
And my
Come
beef
on.
is that
Come on.
I don't think you
You have
should
my
be able
great
to.
ball over there? Come
Yeah,
on.
I know. I love this. If this
What do you think,
is
this is
if this is
amateur
not
hour?
in the studio when I leave, I don't have to tell you.
She
It's
didn't
got
steal
weight
it.
to it and everything.
I know
right?
it's really when it lights up when I
The
hold it.
button pushes. You can push the button. Yeah,
I
it's
love
great.
it.
Yeah.
So basically, my beef is that Pokemon Go has introduced a option that you can spend money to make your
Oh, fuck.
Pokemon a perfect Pokemon, and I have beef with that because finding a perfect Pokemon is like I've been playing since 2016 or whenever the game started, and I think I have maybe 12, maybe 15 perfect Pokemon, and I've been playing Pokemon Go every day since it came out.
I haven't played Pokemon Go in
The
a long time.
Pokemon is like, someone give me a mic.
I know,
Let's
he's
talk
like-
about
I
this.
don't want to like lean over, but like
Are you
the
a-
crazy thing about that though
Yes.
is people will spend the money.
No, and they will.
And
They will.
That's not my problem with it.
What's
My
your problem
with it though is like a perfect Pokemon. Take Garchomp for an example.
Sure.
Garchomp is a heavy hitter, amazing attack stat,
Incredible.
etc. Right?
Agreed.
You have a 0 IV attack on Garchomp, and you have a 15 IV attack.
Is he a
in
dragon
this.
water Pokemon?
It's
This is
a
getting very
ground-
nerdy.
It's a
but-
ground dragon.
Ground
It's a
dragon.
ground.
Get it right.
So you have
It's
this
a
Pokemon,
ground dragon.
Yeah,
and
earthquake, man.
perfect IV in attack
So
Sure.
electric
is
doesn't-
like a
okay.
5% increase in attack power.
Oh, it's not that big of a difference.
No,
you're
it's
saying.
absolutely minuscule depending on the Pokemon. But you take a Shuckle who has
'Cause you
a
don't fuckle
15
with
or
Shuckle.
30
Yeah.
attack, who has like a 15 or 30 base attack, and you now max his IVs, you've doubled his attack.
Oh wow.
So like the Pokemon that people are going to spend a crap load of money on is going to make such a minuscule difference
Interesting. Okay.
that it honestly won't make that big of a difference.
See, now I'm learning.
Because you have Shadow Pokemon, right? If you
Indeed.
defeat Team Rocket, you get
Okay.
Shadow Pokemon. Garchomp with 0 IVs as a Shadow is still going to do 19% more damage than a perfect IV non-Shadow.
I'm sorry. What is your name?
This is who are you, mystery trainer?
Did it sound like
So-
it like really hot in here? Like, oh my God.
So
or is
you
it just this
have,
man
like, you-
pokey-splaining at me?
So like you have this feature, and like my thing is I welcome it because those whales that buy this are going to keep the game free for those that don't spend that kind of money.
Yeah.
And so I welcome it because at the end of the day, if you have the same Pokemon against it, it's a percent, if that,
Sure.
at the grand scale of it when you actually compare it, because you're most likely getting a very average of the road Pokemon when you catch them.
I got you.
Mhm.
So like it's different. And Shuckle doubling his attack, I'm sorry, that's still not doing shit to
No,
you.
you're absolutely right.
Like you're not
But
getting
again, and let me stand by this. You don't fuckle with Shuckle.
100%.
no,
But that's also why I use it as an
no,
example.
no. It's a good choice. It's a good choice. No, I see. That was the thing. Like, I think in the same way, I think I'm butthurt about the idea that people could buy the thing that I get really excited about to find randomly in the wild. I don't care about the battling aspect. Honestly, I don't spend a tremendous amount of time battling with Pokemon Go, but like finding a shiny, finding like my dream would be finding a Shundo. That would just, but I don't know. The idea that like Pokemon is fun when you do the work and you spend the time, not when you spend the money. Like money has never been what I think make Pokemon great, except when
Well,
Game
Game Freak would beg to differ.
No, you're absolutely right. They're like, hey, would you
They're like, cha-ching.
Game
as
Freak
I
would be like, "Shut up, you
continue
little
to
Pokemon girl."
spend my money on their shit. You know what I just bought from
Give
the
me your
Pokemon
money.
Center? I just bought a Victory Bell shaped pitcher from
Oh my
Pokemon
God, I saw
Center.
that.
It's
That's a-
coming tomorrow.
it's a
It was
so
$60.
fantastic
It was not
investment.
200 like our art piece over here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, wow.
Damn.
Yeah.
A reasonable amount of money was spent
She's
on
like, I
a.
can use
Holy
my
shit.
gift.
Mine holds water.
Okay. wait. So wait.
And he's like, why
I'm
am I
a
getting
little
attacked?
wait. Well, no.
I can return my
This
purchase
is
too.
a-
So if I don't like
Oh,
it,
I thought we were friends.
no, we are.
No, I
we
love
are.
that.
A
I
casual
love
amount
that.
of roasting.
Okay.
I also.
Please. I love that. No, but I hold on. I can't read that because I'm hot. I have to say this. Is it minuscule or
Minuscule.
It could be both.
I don't know what you were saying that word and I was like, am I dumb?
Such a minute, such a small.
Minute.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I've always said minuscule. How'd you say it?
Minuscule.
But what'd you say?
Minuscule.
You said
Minuscule.
minuscule.
Yeah, minuscule or minuscule.
I've never heard anyone say minuscule. So I was like,
Dang.
am I?
Nope,
An
just
idiot.
this fine Pokemon over
Well,
here.
no,
Tomato,
he's
tomato.
very
He is. He's the.
he's very lawyer.
This is a Pokemon heavy show now. I feel like this is good stuff.
It was my intention from the start.
Yeah. Okay. You're like, I'm just gonna talk just all Pokemon all the time now. All right. All right. Go ahead, Tommy. Jester.
minuscule.
What? Do you have something? You have?
No, nothing more like because like minuscule, it's like stuck and stuck. You know.
Shut the.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, am I
Time
wrong?
out.
I was like, am I
I've
wrong?
learned
Is this
about
a
this
stuck?
game, by the way. This stuck and stuck game. This Tommy Jeff slipping in secret words now.
We could
What
just
are you
say
talking
whatever
about?
we want now. Minuscule.
Look. We all love cheese, like Munster cheese and stuff is my favorite cheese.
Yo, stop it! I know what you're doing.
I don't know what you're
I know what
talking
you're
about,
doing.
but cheese is amazing. Love it.
Yeah, I
He's
know
just
what you're
doing
doing with
cheese,
this
man,
secret
cheese.
game
Fine.
with Katie and Mike in chat here.
Also, Katie in the chat said something about Diddy, can we hang out? And the answer is yes.
Just like- we're not journalists, but we do keep our ears to the nerdy streets. Sometimes we read articles, sometimes we read headlines, most of the time just the headlines, or we're just scrolling our social media feed. This is news and stuff.
Did we learn about cheese and news and stuff? I really like
You
cheese.
and the cheese. I know what you're up to, Tommy Jeff. I know. I know what you're up to, Mike and Katie. I know what y'all are up to too.
Tell me Jeff keeps stealing my mic.
You offered.
I'm just kidding.
You guys got to tell me so I can switch the cameras.
Oh yeah, well that's
We're
too
gonna
much
figure
work.
out. We're gonna
Sorry,
figure out a
mics are
setup
only
because
for
we
people who
may
show up on
never
time.
let Ketzia leave this show now.
Oh.
Okay, so a lot of news. Where do you want to
She
start?
got you so good.
The Disney one, since we're already.
You want to talk about the Disney one?
We did already talk about the rats fucking.
We
Yeah.
did. We already got in there.
Clearly, segue to
James
Disney.
Gunn says that the viral, funny-looking shot of Superman has been removed from the movie. This was a big thing online because a lot of people were criticizing the wide-angle shot of David Cornsweet flying, which I thought was a really fun sequence in the
I thought it was
trailer.
fun.
But people were saying he looked wonky-eyed, and they're like, "Oh, the CGI looked shitty on this," and they're like, "That's not CGI. That's a wide-angle camera lens."
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that's just what David looks like. And then the memes proceeded. And these are some of the best memes.
They're really good memes. The,
Sorry, I don't know if you
the
can
set
see.
that the sloth was, Sid the sloth. That one's my favorite.
The memes
The
are
sloth.
really good of Superman. Yeah,
Great.
yeah, John.
Amazing.
So like, yeah, I love it. But so James Gunn was quoted in basically, hold on, let me pull up the article here. James basically said he didn't love the shot. He deleted the shot from the Superman that garnered social media controversy. It was a TV commercial. It wasn't finished visual effects. I didn't love the shot. So it's not even a shot that is in the movie anymore.
Yeah.
So this is, I think, a thing that Diddy loves because she constantly talks about, he's like, the movie's not out yet. It's not done. You can change it.
Yeah, you can change it.
You can change it. So during this interview with Entertainment Weekly, James Gunn revealed that they had changed a shot and they had updated the visual effects on it. And this is kind of a new breakdown of the updated shot, I guess, that is replacing that current shot that they also even released.
Well,
with
I'm not
finished visual-
sure I like either. It's a weird angle. So like,
I
just
like that.
show the action
I think
shot.
the first one.
I don't like the
better.
still shot. Is what I'm saying.
Oh,
I
I
think-
can't show the. I'm fucking not. Warner Brothers will fucking have me
No,
taken down right
no,
away.
no. I just mean anybody who's posting like a still shot of it and complaining about it. It's like, yeah, it looks weird because it's not like happening. It's a weird still shot.
I'm not here to complain about anything from this new James Gunn Superman movie. I'm just here to enjoy a Superman movie and shut the
Yeah.
fuck up and be entertained for however runtime is of the film.
Is there a
Yeah.
meme of him with cheese of eyes?
If you keep saying cheese,
What's
What's
the cheese?
is it cheese?
thing?
Is it Munster cheese?
Is there a bet going on?
This is a thing. I don't know. But this was also, I remember, funny story. Like the catalyst for the show was originally a discussion around Ugly Sonic and the backlash that the internet got from
I
Ugly
love
Sonic.
Ugly Sonic.
And then obviously the
I love
filmmaker ended up making changes and giving fans what they want. And that movie franchise has become pretty fucking successful, I would say.
Yeah.
Because they did listen to feedback from the fans. They released an early enough trailer. And that's the same sort of thing here, I guess that's happened. I'm all for it. But
I
obviously there's a
do-
lot of naysayers.
I do think that James Gunn was just like, no, that was a teaser trailer, and like that wasn't going to be in the movie. I don't think it was like I'm literally changing everything about the movie because people are saying I don't like that.
I think though the thing about Superman as a character in general for comic books, he's like Tom Brady, he's John Cena, he's Derek Jeter. He is going to instantly just be polarizing. There's going to be like 50% of people that hate Superman because
Mhm.
they're like, oh, he's too powerful, whatever it may be. And then there's going to be 50% of people that love Superman because he is, an iconic, legendary figure in comics. Also just like a moral compass for a lot of people.
Mm.
So it's a very polarizing character in general. And I think that's what's interesting about James Gunn taking on that character as well, is that inevitably he knows that there's going to be a lot of people hating
Mhm.
that character in general is going to get hate,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
Is that?
And also,
So-
I don't think
I
he's
know, my
shy
little
about
Sonic.
like talking.
Yeah.
I don't think he's shy about like speaking up about just like shut up. Like
Yeah.
you haven't seen the movie yet. Reserve that until you see the movie. Like he very much like says that
Yeah.
all the time.
No, I'm gonna
Just like what he was talking about with the Batman like sequel. He was like, just let him do his thing. Shut up.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You know, like he just says it. And it's like, that wasn't even going to be in the movie, you fucking freaks.
yeah,
Like,
but
just wait for the movie, you know?
So to make sure I understand like the timeline of
Mhm.
said events, the trailer comes out, it's got wonky eyes.
Mhm.
yeah, it's got a weird
The
shot.
internet freaks out.
Freaked out.
James Gunn then responds and is like, we fixed it, it's not in the movie?
No, it was months. It's been. I feel like it's been.
That trailer came out months ago, but
months.
they were saying, he's been saying like, hey, I think he defended it initially. The internet did freak out and tweeted at him.
Initially he defended it. He was like, it's not CGI.
Yeah, people thought it was CGI, and he's like, no, it's just that's just wide angle lens and visual effects of like the cape in the background or whatever it may be.
And he was like, shut up.
Yes.
And then now he's like, that's not even in the movie. People need to shut up.
He did say he didn't love the shot and that it was a TV commercial. The visual effects were not ever finished. And that, like, once more, he didn't love it, and now it is not in the movie.
Yeah, because he's a real one.
Yeah,
he's not going to change it because everyone was like, "This is
James Gunn." Doesn't strike me as a director who would be like, "I hate this," or like, "I hear that you hate this, and therefore I'm now influenced to change it." Yeah. James Gunn strikes me as a director who is very much like, "This is what I want to do. This is how I'm going to do it. If you like it, you will.
You will.
You will."
Yeah.
And if you don't, you're dumb.
You're dumb.
That's what he's like. That's what he's like. And so I feel like even his responses to all of these things are like, calm down, freaks. Like,
like, let me cook.
Let me cook. Let me cook.
Let him fucking cook.
Let him cook.
Let
Did
him
you
cook.
see? Did you watch Creature Commanders?
Yes.
Oh my
Excellent.
God.
Holy shit.
I loved it. I loved it. I also every time because people always like want to skip the intro.
No.
I'm like, no, I want to see that weird animation thing where it's James Gunn being like, look at me, it's my show.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Just
don't skip it.
Let the man do what he's gonna do.
I don't
like,
think
you
he's
like
let
my
us
movie.
down yet.
No, what I mean,
reserve judgments to the end, and like it's a teaser trailer.
Yeah,
it's not finished yet. That's why it's called a teaser trailer.
I will tell you, I never once, before this Superman movie got greenlit and happened and all this thing, although he was like the head of DC, I never once had on my bingo card like, oh, James Gunn is the guy to direct a Superman movie. I didn't associate him. But when he did make that announcement of like, oh, I worked the script, I'm going to direct it, or whatever it may be, I like it. It does make sense now. And I think this is like the summer of Silver Age comics. Somebody in chat was saying that they're like, oh, Fantastic Four is going to be, they're going to both be good.
Mm-hmm.
I love that Fantastic Four is also going in this very Silver Age 70s comic direction.
Yeah.
And then this Superman has a lot of the tropes from the funny kind of campy 70s, 80s Superman as well. And I'm thinking it's going to be a fucking great summer for comic book nerds in general.
I think it's great.
Yeah. I'm
you
ready
know what I
for
hope
both
is
of them.
not cut from Superman is the entire sequence with Crypto.
No, that's not. I know he's a CGI dog, but I think me and the entire internet have already decided that if something happens to that fucking dog, we all riot.
Riot.
Yeah.
Who? What?
Crypto,
Wait.
like the whole scene in the trailer where it's like Crypto being like, hey, get up. And he's like, Crypto, please, I'm dying. Drag me home.
Come on,
I love it. There's something about it that is just like the right amount of camp of like,
it's great.
Yeah, there's Crypto the super dog. I honestly, I love that Crypto's in it.
I do.
I get very excited. But no, if something happens to the dog,
yeah, we'll be upset.
James Gunn and I will have words.
He's done.
He's
finished.
James Gunn, more like James Dunn.
Yeah. No, he's not gonna do that. He's not gonna do that.
I don't know.
Because it's modeled after his dog.
Yeah, I mean, I don't
really?
think that. I maybe I have too much faith in him as a person, but I'm like, he ain't gonna do that.
I think he understands that Superman needs levity and needs hope and needs cuteness and happiness from a dog from time to time.
Superman is a dog.
I don't think he would do that. Well, I wouldn't say Superman's a dog.
He is a golden retriever.
Isn't he just
human beings?
Bark, bark, bark.
Bark,
Yeah.
bark, bark.
Foof-wee.
Isn't he comic book Jesus?
No, he's a comic book golden retriever.
Superman. This hasn't been confirmed,
No.
but comic book resource, I guess, is the website that was like basically like this is 100% true, but nobody has confirmed this yet. But it's saying that Thunderbolts director, I already pronounced how to pronounce his name. Forgot how to pronounce Jake Schreier will officially direct the MCU's first X-Men movie. This is saying it very officially. Comic book resources apparently knows what they're talking about. Who am I to object? Although apparently the director James Schreier was a little bit cryptic this last weekend. I think he was at a panel where one of the journalists at Collider was at. It was at the Mediterranean Film Festival in Malta, and he was asked whether he'd do anything differently to the Marvel's long-awaited X-Men reboot, and he basically kept it brief and cryptic, adding that he was not confirmed to take on the job at the moment in time, despite fervent media speculation to the contrary. However, Schreier did concede that he would start the project from the ground up and focus on what made the X-Men compelling from the very beginning, their characters.
Ooh.
If he got it. I didn't see Thunderbolts yet. It's awful as that
I
is.
still
What?
haven't. I still
You saw
haven't.
it?
I know.
You saw it?
Oh,
No,
it's
I haven't.
so
Tyler saw
good.
it.
It's so good.
I loved it. I mean,
Well, Tommy Jeff, that's no news.
Tommy just doesn't see. You don't watch movies. Well,
I have not watched it. I really.
It's Diddy. You gotta watch.
you
it.
gotta
I
watch it.
know,
It was
I know.
excellent. It was very, I mean, I thought the entire story is very character driven, which I think is what we originally loved about Marvel, what made Marvel movies so great from the beginning.
Yes.
Yeah.
So them going back to those roots, like, and I think that makes sense because he directed a movie that was very character forward, and now he's talking about doing an X-Men movie, which again, being more character forward. I'm for it. I'm
Yes.
in.
I think the dilemma with Marvel is that they're probably really still holding on to the Fox universe X-Men and somehow trying to figure out a way to integrate that into
Like the nostalgia of having like old actors come back kind of thing.
oh, the nostalgia. Yeah, absolutely. Like James Marsden. Isn't there the Secret Wars is like they cast James Marsden and like a lot of the
Yes.
original
Yeah.
Yes.
actors in that. So I'm assuming they're probably that's got to be. I imagine that would be tough for like a director who maybe wants to have a little bit more control over the sandbox he's playing in, because that's like still he who shall not be named, Bryan Singer. Isn't that like still kind of his version of it? And when you want to like, it sounds like he wants to do it from scratch.
Which is tough when you think your entire company only makes money when you factor in nostalgia and bringing back like there's just the shock factor. I feel like they hit this home run with Spider-Man No Way Home when they brought back Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire, and they're like, what if we just did that for everything? Everything, and that'll still make good movie. Yes,
Yeah.
good movie, old actor. You like that? Yes, feed.
It's like
Nostalgia's a hell of a drug.
I was just gonna say that, like you said, nostalgia is a hell of a drug,
Yeah.
and everyone wants that, and then that's why everyone's like burnout of the multiverse, but also everyone
Yeah.
lives.
I'm burned
for
out
it.
of this multiverse. Can we just go back to 2016?
Yeah,
Before we killed Harambe?
Before we killed Harambe, the darkest
Yeah.
timeline. No, you're
That's
absolutely right. You're
that's-
absolutely
that's
right.
where we split.
Facts.
That's where we split.
No, because I hate the nostalgia thing, but I'm not gonna lie. Seeing James Marsden on screen again would like heal something inside
Yeah,
of me.
no,
America's sweetheart, James Marsden.
Yeah.
I feel like a
absolutely.
lot of it, like
Absolutely.
Tobey Maguire. When I saw that movie, I was like, resistant. I was like, damn, okay, but I like it.
Do you remember all the press leading up to No Way Home when they were like, "No,
No,
he's
we're
not in
it.
the
We're
movie,"
not in it.
and
We're
then they
not
like
in it.
released the trailer where you see the like all of them jumping into each
Yeah,
other,
one gets
and
punched.
Lizard gets punched by no
Yeah.
one. But like
Yeah.
I screamed. I like my theater. I was
They freaked out, and I
was
get it.
frothing at the mouth.
Yes. So I am definitely a part of that. Like I love it, but I do. I mean,
miss
get
character-driven stories. I miss good
yeah,
content.
but I feel like that's what they're giving us now. They're just like it's a little breadcrumbs. Like it'll be your favorite characters, and
Well, I just
And
fucking
here would be your
Wolverine and
actors.
Deadpool even just did it for us with Hugh Jackman. He was fantastic.
Yeah.
It shows
And
that
it was
those
good.
characters exist really well as long as you're also treating them with the respect and
Yeah.
love that they deserve.
But
Yeah,
it does feel like, man, we're out of fucking ideas. What do we got? What do we got?
But also they are out of fucking ideas, and
Yeah.
it's exactly right.
So now they're like, what can we do?
What about
Robert
that-
Downey Jr. Robert Downey Jr.
What if we brought him back?
What if we brought him back as-
immediately
and
after
what
we
if we-
killed him?
And then we could do this. And it's like, come on. But then I'm gonna watch it and I'm gonna be like, oh fuck, that was really good. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
No, controversial take. When they announced Robert Downey Jr. as Doctor Doom, I was mid about it. I was like, okay.
Yeah, there's controversy
I
around
just-
that here because they fucking stole a shot from apparently one of our old producers. That viral shot
Mhm.
came from a producer in the Deep Issues Nerdcast
To
and
announce what they
to
were
announce
doing.
the Robert Downey Jr. announcement that went viral.
We're gonna get cut off again.
Scandal.
Yeah. and we
But
didn't
when
get-
they
we didn't get
announced-
credit for that shot.
But when they announced it, other than that, I was like, yeah.
Yeah, everyone's like, oh my god, Robert Downey. I was like, okay.
I was like, obviously
Yeah.
they're gonna
Sure.
bring him back. All their movies lately have been tanking. So, like, of course they're gonna bring back the guy, and everyone's gonna be like, "Oh shit, fuck yeah, oh my
It's
god,
the guy.
It's
what is
the
this? Spy
guy.
Kids 3D.
He's the guy."
The guy.
They're gonna
Elijah
bring back
Wood's
the
gonna come out.
guy.
You know, I'm going to tell you all of these stories that I'm going through now as I'm looking at it is all studios doing that is like hearkening and hitting on our nostalgia. Like,
They're
or
just
like
trying to like
all the news today
recreate
is not
something.
about anything new or original. As
Well,
crazy as it
I mean, even the new Pixar movie, apparently not great numbers.
Elio didn't do great.
Yeah, but brand new movie, brand new story. Apparently appeals to like kids who are big space kids. That's what I've been hearing.
Space
I
cadets.
was not a space cadet as a child, but like that's the thing. People want sequels, people want nostalgia. They
Yeah.
say they want new stories, but we give them new stories and then they don't do well.
Mickey
Mhm.
17 didn't do well.
Mickey 17.
Apparently, also speaking of original stories that did do well, Sinners is going back into IMAX.
Shut up.
I
Shut up,
know.
shut up, shut
Yeah,
up.
yeah, on July 4th.
But I
weekend.
feel like
Nice.
Mickey
A great
17 should
time.
have been like I saw that one in twice. Okay, I saw it twice. I thought it was amazing. In theaters, I saw it twice. I've
Mhm.
seen it 4 times now.
Have you really? Mickey 17?
Yeah, I loved it.
I meant to watch it. It's on HBO streaming if anyone's
Yes.
interested. Because I was with a
Yeah,
group
it
of
is.
friends and we were like looking at it, but it wasn't the vibe for the night. But I'll go back to it.
It's so
It-
good.
So good.
Is so good.
Yeah,
And it was
so
like
good.
my initial start off of this, like, oh my God, original IP. But
It's
I
the
mean,
vibe
it's a
for
book.
every night.
I don't
It's
know. We watched Holes instead.
Oh,
That's a
fair.
yeah, that's a different vibe.
No, look, Mickey 17 is fantastic.
Yeah,
Go
But then
watch
when
it.
Sinners, that's why when we did our episode where I had just come off of, I'd seen Sinners 4 times in theaters, and we did our episode, and I was like, fuck all this. I don't want to talk about any of this. I was like, Sinners. Let's talk about Sinners. And everyone was like, yeah, okay, there's only so much we can say. And I'm like, no, like, this is all we can say. This is it. You know what I mean?
No,
like,
I agree
'cause
with you. It's an excellent movie.
I feel like I was like, we've all been like desperate for that, for like original IP.
No more
At least
original IP. Sorry.
No, we're back to
In-
no.
in
I don't think that, because I feel like people are coming out with original stuff now. Like
Yeah.
Ryan Coogler.
Yeah, not Marvel or
inspired-
Disney though. They're gonna
N-
fucking really harken
Oh, no,
on that
hell no.
nostalgia.
They're gonna
stab that
hammer it.
nostalgia horse to death.
We're gonna get a Frozen 15 before we get a new.
So that's gonna segue into our next story, but it also kind of segues into this one because John Bernthal will
Yeah.
officially return as the Punisher in Spider-Man: Brand New Day.
excellent.
So yeah, we're gonna get a little first appearance of Punisher.
Spider-Man
the-
129.
Yeah, Spider-Man 129. What was the story? He was like an assassin trained
So-
to kill.
I never watched it.
Spider-Man. Is that what it was?
Yeah,
No.
Spider-Man 129 was. the
It's a very
first-
iconic comic book cover, by the way.
Oh yeah. It's
Oh,
like
yeah.
The first. We did a whole thing with
I should have that pulled up in images, but I don't.
Right. We have that with Alfred Banks holding it up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That was the first appearance of Punisher. Absolutely,
Yeah.
129.
So in that storyline, Spider-Man, there's a villain called Tarantula
Yeah,
who,
nice.
right, and
Spiders.
Loves.
Punisher mistakes Spider-Man for Tarantula, so he's going after.
That's a
Spider-Man.
pretty fucking normal mistake.
Right. He's like,
Oh, yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's enough. Yeah, that's fine.
That was
Yeah.
the appendages.
Yeah, hold on.
All right, checks out. Spider, tarantula. Yeah, he's manipulated.
Actually, I'm an arachnid.
Yeah. Yep.
And it's funny because in this
True.
comic, I don't know if you've ever like picked up at a facsimile, Pablo. Punisher has like a helper called like the Jackal or something, and it looks like a goblin. And
Yeah.
and he's like before Micro was a thing. He's like giving Punisher his guns and stuff. He's like helping him get ready to hunt this Spider-Man. And I'm like, dude, if they don't have him in this movie, I'm gonna be upset.
Yeah.
And look,
That's what it is. He's well, I mean, you can do that without the Jackal because the
Right.
story is
No, I
basically
know.
just Punisher somehow getting manipulated into thinking that Spider-Man
is
is a criminal.
criminal.
So he's going to do what the Punisher does and punish Spider-Man.
Right. And it's so
Yeah.
funny too because like me and my old coworker that worked at a comic book store, like our favorite character was the Punisher. Like still is. Like I love John Bernthal. I'm gonna definitely try to meet him at Comic-Con this year.
Hell yeah.
But there was always that joke that like, but is this the season? Because like when it was on Netflix, like, is this the season we're gonna get the white go-go boots and the matching belt? Like, is this the season? Like, are we gonna get the
Oh, you
full
think you're going to get
Punisher?
that in? You think you're going to
Are
get
we
that
gonna get
in?
the full Punisher suit right
Comic
now?
I
book
don't-
accurate Punisher.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
man,
And
I
I'm
would
like-
geek out over that, but I don't think
I don't think
John Berthal's version would.
well, you know,
No,
like-
but
he's
I'm
too-
for it.
I'm
He's
for it.
too like butch. He's so butch.
She's
for it.
gritty.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's like
I love him.
It
Well,
feels
Boston-
like the kind of thing they'd throw in like a comedy scene where he's like, like maybe
Trying on
he's
outfits.
trying on outfits or he's like running away and they're like, quick hide and like,
he has to like
We're-
change outfits.
yeah,
or
we're in a
something.
burlesque club. Quick, we have to blend in. Put on
Yeah.
these go-go boots.
Yeah,
like a
And
little
then
bit
he's
of fan
like,
service, and then
what the hell? Yeah, just for the fan service. And then
Yeah.
then
Fucking
he'll be
Ketzia
like,
just wrote this for you, Marvel.
Boom,
done.
there
Alright.
it is.
You're
Get it,
done.
there it is.
send me
That's
my
it.
check.
have to
Thank you.
do.
Yes.
Yes.
Send this woman her check right now.
no, they're gonna steal it from us.
Yeah, just like they stole that shot of Robert
I
Downey
know
Jr.
you're watching. I know they're watching.
Hey, listen up, Feige. All right.
Well, there
We're
was
coming
also,
for you.
well, there was also the rumors. Well, obviously it's not true now because this is the news that came out. Well, the Armor Wars coming out. They were wondering if they're going to do the War Machine Punisher storyline. Do you remember that one? 218.
No.
Nick Fury says, "Hey, I got a gig for you," and he goes,
It's
"I
like an
want-"
Iron Man suit. Punisher?
So Punisher.
Cool.
So in this timeline, Rhodey is dead.
No,
So Thanos kills him.
No.
So Nick Fury says, "I need you to do some killing for me," and
Not
he goes,
Don
"I don't want to
Cheadle.
work for you."
Yeah.
And he goes, "Well, your first task is to break in this facility and steal what's inside." Goes into facility, sees what it is. He has a smile on his face. The next shot is the War Machine armor. So he takes the War Machine
I'm for it.
armor
that's sick.
and fucking unleashes hell on the Avengers. Like takes out Captain Marvel, takes out Spider-Man.
In a War Machine suit?
That is Spider-Man or Punisher 219. Which one did you say? What issue is it?
This is the Rosenberg line. So not Rosenberg. I think he did after. Punisher 218.
Okay, is where he does this.
And then there's a whole scene where like a villain gets into the suit, and it's like this really badass scene where he goes, "You may have the suit, but I know how the suit works. I know all its weak points." He grabs a knife and cuts him up from the inside because he knows where all the little
Nooks and
weak-
crannies
nicks and
are.
crannies are. And I'm like,
Mhm,
this is
mhm.
why he's the Punisher. Like he doesn't need a suit. He just needs a gun and a knife. He's gonna. Oh my god, it's so good. That line is so good. And like spoiler at the end, Rhodey's not dead.
Yes.
And then like no one can stop the Punisher in the War Machine suit.
Sure.
And the only person that's going to stop him is Rhodey coming out and say, "Soldier, I need you to get out of that suit." And of
Ooh.
course, because he's a military man,
He has to.
he has to. And he
Because
goes,
that's
"This
how
is-"
the American military works.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We'll get to that.
Yeah.
The other news to also come out of this John Bernthal casting thing is that Jacob Balton is coming back as Ned, and Zendaya is coming back as MJ as well.
And Sadie Sink is coming as supposedly Mayday Parker.
Ooh, I did hear that as well.
Interesting.
Yeah. Because everyone's like, "Oh, she's
What?
going to be Firestar." And they're like, "No, she's going to be Mayday Parker." And I'm like, y'all said this wasn't going to be a multiverse movie. Why is Mayday Parker here?
When are we getting Into the Spider-Verse 3? When's that set to drop, by the way? Somebody just posted something on social media. They're like 2 years ago or something. We got this cliffhanger, and I'm like, yeah, where the fuck is the new
We're
Miller
gonna
and
get-
Lord Spider-Man here?
We're going to get GTA 6 before we get that.
No, don't you
No,
fucking tell me that. Oh my god,
Aren't
no.
we getting GTA 6? Didn't they announce that, or did I make that up?
No,
That's-
they,
Oh,
well,
that's
yeah,
that's the
but
joke,
they're-
is that
they're
they're
gonna-
really going to give us that before Spider-Man.
No.
we explain nerdy things and memes in this household.
But also, apparently, we're just a fucking voice of disappointment. There's
The
The voice.
oh,
Oh,
Tommy
June
Jeff
4th.
says June 4th,
2027.
2027.
What
That's
the
not a real year.
But when does GTA 6 come out?
We'll all
We
be
could all be
dead by
gone.
then.
No, it's the lady from Titanic. Like, it's been 84 years.
Exactly what it is.
I want that movie to be stellar, though.
Oh my god.
So we're getting
So we
GTA,
are getting GTA 6
next year,
Allegedly.
allegedly.
Unless there's delays. It's a video game, so it probably will.
Fair
That was
enough.
like Kanye's album before he got crazy. Everyone's like, "Where's your album?" Oh, you got crazy. Okay.
Oh, wait a second. You
Whoops.
got in some weird shit. Somebody, you can't find Kanye's album on streaming, like his new single.
No,
It-
I
it
meant
is
a
on
while ago.
it is-
Like before he
I was going to
went.
say, we're
There's
not.
a
super
newer Kanye music video that's pretty good. We're not gonna. This
Oh,
isn't
I'm
that
not
podcast, but
No.
I'm
it's
not
pretty fucking
interested.
interesting.
Not interested.
No.
I'm not interested.
According to the rap, and I couldn't. So this is coming from Walt Disney World NT.com because I'm not going through the rap paywall. The rap.
oh,
How dare you?
there's a paywall.
Yeah,
A paywall?
there's a whole paywall.
A paywall? What am I
but
made of money
yeah, I was like, what the hell? I'm
for
like,
news?
too many fucking subscriptions.
Hmm.
That
Chief-
money's for paintings.
Yeah.
yeah, and drunk paintings and the Pokemon thing that I need to upgrade all my Pokemon and make them perfect.
I also bought Jane the Virgin, the entire series.
See, that's
And
a better purchase.
And a Bellsprout. I don't know. Anyways,
I bought a Bellsprout.
Bellsprout.
My Victory Bell
Oh,
water
it's
pitcher.
Victory.
It's a
not
Victory Bell.
Get it right, Pablo.
We fact check on this. Honestly, I'll send you a
It's a
photo.
Victory
It's
Bell
coming.
picture.
Yeah, it's coming in the
Please.
mail. Actually, I could probably
We
pull it
need
up. Anyway,
photos of
continue.
that.
Yeah.
But Chief Creative Officer Jared Bush, Disney Chief Creative Officer,
Yeah.
that is fucking cool.
No, right? Look how cool this is. It comes out the mouth.
It's $60.
Yeah.
Pablo's like, do I need
Sold.
one?
Can you fucking airdrop that to me? It's summertime.
No, look how cool it
Yes.
is. It was part of their garden collection. I've never added to cart faster.
Honestly,
I'm
you
so
should.
for that.
Okay, so I'm not
Free
a,
shipping over
I'm
orders
not
of
a big
25 or more.
Pokemon guy,
That's a.
but he showed me that earlier, and I was like, I don't know what that is.
I want
And then
that
now
so
that
bad now.
I'm like, now I get it.
Yeah,
But like
I
you
get
could put flowers in it. You could put
No,
water
I
in
wanna
it.
put
I know, but
fucking
Tommy could
micheladas
put-
in it,
you could held-
margaritas.
You
held
have like
that
a
up to me,
James
and I went-
action figure in the top, like when he eats them in the show.
And then upside down.
Yeah,
But if there were Bellsprout like cups or something that came with it, I'd be fucking all for
No,
it.
you're absolutely right.
Oh,
Someone at
That's a missed
Pokemon hire me.
marketing.
Anyways,
That'd be my dream
Look,
job.
we're just giving people fucking ideas out here. This is what we do. We're fucking
Yeah.
we're an
free?
idea
free?
factory for
Sponsor
free.
us.
So Game Freak, where the fuck are you? Creative Chief Officer or Chief Creative Officer Jared Bush
Cosmo.
discussed Cosmo in the chat. Love
What's
Cosmo.
up,
Shout out to
Cosmo?
Cosmo and the Cosmo Network out there. He's creating some really good nerdy content too. See you at Comic-Con, Cosmo. Chief Creative Officer Jared Bush discussed animation styles in an interview with The Wrap. This is a quote, guys. You guys can see kind of there's a quote here from Jared Bush specifically, where he's talking about that right now we have 2D artists that are doing some bonkers, amazing things. And I'll leave it at that. This has been a story I've wanted to report on for so long because everybody like on social media is posting things like Disney's thinking about bringing back 2-dimensional animation. Disney's thinking about 2D animation. And he did specifically talk about Elio not doing very well in the box office. He's like, people want original stories, but at the same time, it's so difficult because the only thing we do is like what they say, like makes Toy Story 27, and that'll do good in box office.
Yeah.
But Elio, go see Elio. People,
Go see Elio.
you want original
Go see
stories?
Elio.
I'm gonna go see Elio. I'm gonna take my kids this weekend.
Aw.
But Elio is not doing good, but he is talking about it, and this is the first somewhat real confirmation or kind of tease that we've gotten from
But
like
it's
an
not
official.
2D.
Well, he's saying there's 2-dimensional artists that are doing some amazing things, and on top of that, so this story also corresponds to another story that they're bringing Ron Clements out of retirement.
Back.
Ron Clements, who you may know as the director for The Little Mermaid, Aladdin, Hercules. Is it
Banger after
Atlantis,
banger after banger.
and Princess and the Frog? Basically, is coming to mentor some new generation of animators. So I want to say between that story and then the friggin',
I mean, go back to your roots, baby. Like,
I'm for
figure
this.
it out, and then let Pixar, who like specializes in those things, do that,
Absolutely.
and then go back to your roots
Yeah.
and do 2D. Like,
Yeah, because Disney Animation and
Easy.
Pixar are technically two different things, but obviously they kind of now have amalgamated into one thing.
conglomerate.
But I mean, and then also we saw the issues that Disney was having too. That not just a goof documentary, almost exposed themselves a little bit
Mhm.
by basically talking about how they let somebody who's in charge of so many different animation projects go for whatever weird controversial reason that these two execs had to butt heads. And you could see where Disney's at now, kind of becoming the catalyst for Disney just not producing as much original content they should have been. I mean, obviously they've had some great stuff. I feel like
Yeah,
Luca. We never
We
tested Luca in
love
theaters.
Luca.
I fucking love
I
Luca.
love Luca.
Encanto, but Encanto got big because Lin-Manuel Miranda's music. Obviously,
but
I'd say.
Encanto and Luca are the best movies that they've made in a while. Like, in my opinion.
I'm trying to think.
Did you
I-
like Elemental?
I
Yeah,
like
it
That
was
was the
fine.
other
I liked
Pixar.
it. It's
that was
okay.
fine.
It was
cute.
fine. Yeah.
It was
It's
not as good as Luca, though.
It was beautiful. I'll
It
tell you
was
that.
beautiful.
Like visually, it was like this is a stunning film, and it was pretty interesting. There's a little social commentary, like of the. I mean, I like all the stuff that Pixar's coming out with. I have no qualms. I love fucking Strange Planet.
That
I
was
like
Disney, though. I don't
Lightyear.
think that wasn't Pixar.
Oh, I forgot about A Strange Place.
Strange Planet.
Strange World.
Strange World. That's
Strange
what it was.
World.
Yeah.
Strange World.
All the movies that like came out pandemic and like just
Yeah.
after pandemic, like Soul never really got the attention I thought it
Yeah.
deserved.
Soul is amazing.
Soul is
So
so
Soul's-
good and it is underrated because it was straight to streaming.
Soul
And I
is
stand by that.
But Soul
amazing.
got nominated for not like in the Academy.
That was Trent Reznor and Atticus Records and stuff. Did it get
Trent.
nominated for something?
Yeah, I got nominated for
Best
best
animated?
animated. Yeah, but Strange World just they did not even recognize it because they're like gay.
Well,
Mm.
I also think it's really
They
weird. and this
literally
is-
said that they did not.
yeah, the same thing. They
recognize it.
blame the same-sex kiss in Lightyear for Lightyear not doing
Yeah.
so well either.
They're
but
like it's
also
because it's gay.
no, it came out in the middle
No,
of the
it's-
fucking pandemic when nobody
Yeah.
wanted to
They
go to
use
the
it
movie
as a
theaters.
scapegoat. They're like,
They use that-
diversity
they're
is
like-
bad.
yeah,
and
they're
that's
like,
what ruined
we
the movie.
tried.
Yeah.
But we tried, but also they didn't try because they did not even like. I saw ads everywhere for Luca and everywhere for Encanto, but nowhere for
Well,
Strange
people did
World.
say that Luca was gay, and I'm just like, you guys are fucking. These are two little boys just being.
They're
cute
best
little-
friends.
Yeah.
And then Strange World got a little gay. So the fuck what? Get over it. It was great. It was a fantastic movie.
And also, if Luca was gay,
Honestly, I thought Luca could have been more gay.
I thought it could have been more gay.
I think
agree.
Because
most. I think we can agree
I love that fan.
that
Disney can
most
turn the
things in
gay
life
up.
could be more gay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
But-
Venom.
Venom.
Like
Venom is gay.
Venom.
I don't. Yes, Venom is gay. Luca could be gay. Happy Pride, everyone.
God. On in June, Pablo.
What?
In June,
Hating on Venom? That
Yeah.
was last month that I hated on Venom. But you know what? Ketzia did give me the insight of I'm gonna go rewatch those movies as a rom-com, and maybe I will like them because right now I don't. But really
you
cool.
should just watch them as they are.
No, they suck, Olivia.
No, it's a gay couple. That's what Venom is. It's two.
they bicker and they're cute and
Like
the,
an old
the
married
banter
gay
is very
couple.
funny.
Yes, they're in love.
Okay.
It's a rom com. If you watch it as anything else, you're going to be disappointed.
on
And I
you.
understand the disappointment. I do understand the disappointment. Rewatch all of the Venom movies under the
As a
guise of
rom-com.
as a 90s rom com.
Oh,
Okay. Fair. Diddy, this is news for you.
I'm yeah.
Very Young Frankenstein series from Mel Brooks, from What We Do in the Shadows team, nears FX pilot
Yes.
order.
Ooh.
Don't crash out. But there's somebody attached to this that you may not be a fan of that apparently Mel Brooks
I
is
know.
putting his blessing on.
No,
is
I know.
One Mr. Taika Waititi.
No, I know.
Do you
Don't
hate
tell me-
Taika?
Well,
Don't tell me to not crash out.
all right. Well,
I'm just
crash
saying.
out.
It's reverse psychology.
He's-
No, because I'm pissed. Like
What's
I'm
your new
pretty
catchphrase?
no, like I'm pretty mad. I'm mad. I'm mad.
Well, Mel Brooks is putting his blessing on him.
Mel Brooks is 97 years old, or he's 95. Look it up.
97.
Damn.
He's 97
Or is
years
he
old.
Yeah, he's 97.
97, yeah.
He's 97 years old. I feel like he's trying to push out these movies and push out these sequels.
Give
and
it to
all
me
these
before he
things.
dies, please.
I
Give me.
know.
I want to just
Give me
drain every bit of
Spaceballs.
life out of Mel Brooks before he leaves this terrestrial plane. The man is a gem.
Yes.
Are we getting like world history
Obviously, that's
too?
what I think. Obviously, that's what I think. Young Frankenstein is my favorite movie of all time.
I'm going to admit
My
something
top-
right now. I'm going to admit something right
You've
now.
never
Diddy.
seen?
I've never seen Young Frankenstein. Yeah. I know of Young Frankenstein. I know of jokes. I've seen clips.
Wow.
I've just never sat down and watched Young
Even
Frankenstein.
I've seen it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Damn.
Well, that's my number one favorite movie.
I know.
That is
I
my
know.
Wait, like of all
Number-
time?
of all time.
Wow. I
That
did
is
not know
my
this.
number one favorite movie. And I feel like Mel Brooks, yes.
You feel like he's tainting it now?
No, yeah, no.
Leave it alone?
I feel like yes, go out there and make all your movies, make all the things that you want to make before, you're 97, make all the things you want to make. But he did do History of the World in a series and Nick Kroll produced it and it was funny. It was funny. As funny as the original, I'd say.
Oh.
So like
Wow.
but the original for me is not that good. Like I love everything he does, so it's as funny as that. Like
What's funny is I have Young Frankenstein on VHS.
it's
Do you
on-
really?
it's not his
Yeah.
Transparent. I haven't seen it either. If that
Okay.
makes you feel a little better.
But I love Mel Brooks. But yeah, we'll watch it on VHS. Make a thing out of it.
that's his best movie. Like if that's
Well,
you guys no.
Not that I haven't seen it. I don't know. I have no.
Well, I'm telling you, I've seen every single
I'm
movie
telling
that
you.
he's ever made, every single thing that he's ever written. I love him, and that's his best movie. Anyway, whatever. It's fine. But I'm just telling you that he's doing these remakes now or prequels or whatever he's doing. He did Nick Kroll did History of the World, and it was funny. It was funny. I didn't think the original was that good. Like it was not my favorite of those ones.
I'm
Of his
posting
movies.
comments on screen while you crash out. By the way,
I did
Don't-
that. I did that already, Pablo.
Okay.
Fucking
Can I
say that. No, I'm just kidding. You
Can I
guys-
did
admit
that
something
earlier.
embarrassing to you?
more embarrassing that you've never seen? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So you're like, oh, Mel Brooks, and in my brain I was like, do I know who Mel Brooks is? So
You
I
do.
did a quick.
It's Schmel Brooks.
So here's the thing.
Schmel, bro.
It's an old
No,
white
because she
man.
says it.
It's an old white man who works in film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I briefly in my mind, and I just fixed this with a Google search, I thought we were talking about Clint Eastwood. I was
Yes.
like, oh,
I
Clint
love-
Eastwood produced that movie, Juror number 2, and it was so good.
much.
And I was like, before I speak, I'm just gonna do a quick little. And I realized those are two different old white men.
Very different.
Very different. No, very different.
Yeah,
so now
one's
I know who Mel
Jewish
Brooks-
and one and
I should have known the
comedian.
Jewish one. That's my bad. I'm
The
sorry
comedian,
to my
the
people.
comedian Jewish one.
Wait,
Yes.
Blazing Saddles.
Oh yes, okay.
Robin Hood Men in Tights.
No,
Robin Hood Men in
Spaceballs.
Blazing
Spaceballs.
Saddles. Okay,
Gran
that's my bad.
Torino?
Gran-
Oh,
Young
oh,
Frankenstein.
Yeah, Blazing Saddles is one of my all-time favorite films. It just took me a second. Again, I got
Spaceballs.
confused between
Spaceballs.
old white men working in Hollywood.
You know what's funny
they all look
is
the same to me.
I have to go. I have to go.
is not there. It's
Can
on,
I finish?
okay, go ahead.
No. I think I was
Crash
going to
out.
ramble more. Don't
It's the same sentence said
condescend to
differently.
me, man.
Here, P. Diddy, it's
This is
fine.
a safe space where you
Got
could
you.
crash.
I'm just saying that is a bad move, Mel Brooks. This is truly one of the best movies that has ever been made. You guys haven't seen it.
I'm sorry.
I'm telling you, it
Don't
is
do
one
it,
of
Mel.
it is one of the best
Don't
movies
fucking
ever.
don't tell Mel what to do.
It's one of the best
Don't
movies.
tell Mel Brooks.
It seems
What
like
are
a
you doing?
cash
Dare
grab.
you?
It
All
seems
right, I'm
like
just
a
gonna tell you
cash
something.
a
grab.
cash grab
No, it's a cash
in
grab.
Hollywood? No.
You're sacrificing
money?
your art.
At
This
the
is
end of
one
his
of the
life?
best movies ever fucking made, and you're gonna have Taika Waititi do it. Canceled. He's canceled.
Have you hated everything Taika's done?
No, I
is that
love
the
it.
beef?
I love him.
She loves everything he's done. Actually, which
I
is the
love
problem.
everything he's ever done.
But just not this.
His
No.
political perspectives, and he's got certain
Ah.
aspects and outlooks
Yes, he's a
um,
super Zionist.
that are
Sure.
He's
so-
a super Zionist.
It's-
So
hold on,
whatever,
time
it's
out.
crazy.
Time out. We don't know that for
Oh,
sure.
well, he's announced it.
No, I don't think he has.
Don't make me crash out like that again. Okay, I'm just
You're
saying.
making
I
accusations.
I am not. He has very publicly said what
Oh,
he
has he?
believes. Yes.
Interesting.
Oh
No, so
Mm.
I was more curious if it was from like artistic talent.
no, I
Sure.
truly love him
Fantastic.
as
okay.
a director, as a creator, everything he's ever
As a
done. I'm like,
throuple.
I love him. I loved his throuple. I was like,
Mhm.
hell yeah, brother. But then he started saying some,
Sure.
some weird, crazy stuff.
Did
And
he,
then I was like, oh, yikes.
He signed
Ah.
certain papers that were supporting.
Yeah, but then he stayed silent, super silent about a lot of it. And then
That's fair, dude.
You
What
know,
is Vinny Beignet over here doing?
I'm just saying he's spent his life being an activist, and then he signed some papers, and then he stayed super silent. And now it's just like, oh, you're just raking in money and you don't care no more. So whatever. That's my opinion.
a
I'm just saying Mel
Hollywood
Brooks.
person
Yeah, so
raking
fuck
in
you,
money?
Taika
I'm just saying
Waititi.
Mel Brooks. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You're gonna do this?
Hey, yeah.
Clint Eastwood would never.
Hey, Clint
That's
Eastwood
right.
would actually.
I know he
legitimately
actually no, he probably
would
definitely
never.
would 10 times over.
I mean,
I don't
he's
know.
very staunch in his views. So
Clint
he-
Eastwood?
yeah, he sticks by him,
Yeah, he's
brother. He
Gran
sticks.
Torino. Let me tell you, the first time I saw Gran Torino, I knew it was gonna be fucking sad because Clint Eastwood just makes fucking depressing films.
It's true.
But the after, so spoiler, the movie
He's
came out a
funny.
long fucking time ago.
Yeah.
No, Clint Eastwood. So Clint Eastwood's character dies in Gran Torino, and then the kid who's like,
I said it's funny. Just kidding.
it is funny in a way
Damn.
because what happens is like the closing scene of Gran Torino. I'm like, man, this is fucking sad. But when the fucking music of Clint Eastwood singing a super sad song about his Gran Torino cued in to the little boy or the kid driving the Gran Torino, I'm like, this is just out of control, Clint Eastwood. What are you fucking trying to do? I was like instantly just ready to,
He's too old.
yeah, unalive myself right there in the theater. I was like, this is awful.
He made that movie when he was like 80 something.
Gran Torino, it's a fantastic film.
Yeah.
Good.
Don't get me wrong.
He's still making movies and he's like 99. So I'm just like, Mel Brooks, brother.
How do you feel about Gran Torino, Ty?
I'm distracted by Beignet. Sorry.
Oh,
He
all
is
right.
climbing
He
up
was
the
like
wall.
on the wall.
Yeah, he's out of control. Because I know Gran Torino has like some like pretty touch and go stuff around.
Why are you asking about Gran Torino, Pablo?
I just want to
Out of
know.
everyone in this room,
Oh,
out of
Pablo.
everyone, you like turned to me real quick. What did you think of a tie? about
Wondering
Gran
is
Torino?
I don't want you to be upset or offended if we're talking about Gran Torino.
I said it was funny.
I literally don't care. It was a good movie.
It
What
is
are
a
you
good
talking
movie.
about?
I'm just
Pablo?
wondering. I don't know. I got uncomfortable. I'm sorry.
Would
Honestly,
you like to
it's
know
crazy.
something about this movie,
Gran Torino?
Gran Torino?
Yeah.
So when you said Gran Torino, I, for a brief moment, thought you were talking about another similarly named movie, Gran Turismo,
Oh, Turismo.
the racing movie.
Oh yeah.
Ketzia,
What
you're
are
fitting
your
in
thoughts
so
about
well
that,
here.
Ty?
Like both cars, both the cars.
I know. I was like
This
this.
works
I was
out
like
so
the
good.
sadness sun dies. I was like, I feel like I watched that movie recently, and like there was like the car accident. It's like, but it's like Formula One racing. I was like, in my brain quietly again, I was like, I don't think I have the right movie. I
You're
don't.
like, he wasn't that old, was he?
No, right? I was like, I feel like that was like
You're like
Orlando
the director
Bloom
of Gran
and-
Turismo. Is that,
I don't know.
that was he was
Clint
90,
Eastwood
he was
made
90
that?
years old.
I don't know if this.
Yeah.
Whoops.
I love
Again,
you.
a lot of approximate knowledge.
I
of
love that.
things.
No,
You're like-
that's on brand
was
with the
so
show.
good.
From Diddy's favorite movie to one of my favorite movies. This is probably I will say that this movie I can probably put it in my top three. My top three rotate. But apparently, The Social Network is getting a sequel.
Shut up.
With Aaron Sorkin coming back.
That's crazy.
To
That's
write-
one of your favorite movies?
No,
It's
what?
a fucking
It's
masterpiece,
an excellent
Olivia.
movie.
The Social Network.
But you two have never seen Young Frankenstein.
Look,
Oh my god.
settle
Sorry, I
down.
left my Prada and my flip flops at the cleaners. You know what energy he gives? It's the same energy as like, you're gonna look at me, you're gonna tell me that I'm wrong.
Yeah.
She came down on a bubble, dog.
Dog.
Slams laptop.
That is exactly what it is.
I'm not coming back for a part of it. I'm coming back for the whole thing.
Yeah.
I'm so hyped. Wait, is it like
I
is it
fucking just-
continuation of how terrible Mark Zuckerberg is? Or is it like
Pretty
the same thing, but it's like the creator of TikTok now? Or
I don't know if Jesse Eisenberg or anybody is attached to the film,
That
or
boy,
if we're
yes.
gonna, yeah.
It's the
But
buyout of
Aaron
Twitter.
Sorkin, the writer of the film, is apparently attached to write and also direct the film. Olivia, step away and go to the bathroom for this one. It's a good movie, Olivia. It's
so we had to listen to you talk about Young Frankenstein.
You just bail out.
Interesting.
Tommy Jeff, get in here. Look, it's one of the most perfect movies in my opinion. Like,
Agreed.
it is so well directed,
Yes.
so brilliantly written.
Correct.
It is the score
Oh,
from
iconic.
Atticus Records.
I think about the rowing
I'm
scene
fucking-
with the music.
Oh, to fucking just like dun, 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 dun. It's
No, no, no,
simple.
It's so
it's
good.
perfect.
It's so good.
The lighting in the fucking film, the coloring in the movie, everything about this movie hits all the right, checks all the boxes for me. But yeah, Aaron Sorkin is apparently looking like he is going to not only write, but once more direct. Nothing else has been said, but it is based on what's called the Facebook Files, which was a Wall Street Journal expose. I had to kind of dive into this because I had to find out who the whistleblower was behind the Facebook Files. Tommy Jeff, and this is kind of like a legal thing, maybe, so it's kind of perfect.
Yeah.
You jumped in on this.
I've
but
never seen this movie.
The Social Network.
No.
It's about the founding of
Facebook.
Facebook, and then just like kind of the controversy that surrounds it with like
It's-
the Winklevoss twins and friggin' Eduardo Sovereign, who was like his best friend in Harvard or whatever.
Is there cheese in it?
For fuck's sakes, Tommy Jeff.
Not me, like going through a quick Rolodex. I'm like, is there? Stand by. Maybe they serve cheese at that, like,
There's gonna be a cheese platter.
at the
You know,
the
there's gonna be,
fraternity
like, Munster
formal.
cheese, Gouda cheese, Brie cheese.
you
Cheddar.
have to list as many
Cheddar.
cheeses as possible.
No,
This
I
is
don't.
It's categories, but it's just cheese.
Yeah.
fun.
String cheese.
Ooh.
No,
Basically,
I've rewatched The Social Network so many times.
I-
It is so good. The rewatchability is fantastic.
I can watch that movie anytime. Like if you would be like, "Hey, I'm gonna pop in the social," I'm like,
Down,
I will watch it from
We-
beginning to end.
I watched it in a business ethics
Business-
class.
Business ethics.
Yes, when I was in college, I did a business ethics class, and we had to watch this movie, and it took 3 class periods. And I'm like, this is why I pay $60K a year
That's
to
fantastic.
watch The Social Network
That's a
in a
well-spent
3-part
education.
sequence.
You know what's really funny is The Social Network has been at like the top of my list for movies I genuinely want to watch.
It is, dude.
because
You would love it.
The Founder.
The Founder's fantastic.
is one of my favorite movies.
It's
Oh,
such a good
excellent!
movie. Like,
With
it's one-
Michael Keaton, right?
Yes.
Yes, I
Yeah.
knew that actor.
Is one of my like that's
great
one of my favorite movies,
That's
and
a good
like
one.
The Social Network gives me like similar vibes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that's why like it's been at the top of my list. I've just never genuinely.
Did you see
sat
that-
down?
Did you see the Aaron Sorkin Steve Jobs movie with Michael
With-
Fassbender as Steve Jobs?
No, I've
Not the one with
not the one with Ashton Kutcher.
not the one with that. But
The
I
2 Jobs movies that
I-
came out like back to back for some
I
reason.
will say
Yeah.
Forgot about
I
that.
will say that I do feel like at one point the editor in me wants to take both of those movies and edit it into one super film
Yes.
Oh,
because I feel like they would complement each other really well because Aaron Sorkin does a really good Aaron Sorkin is a very fucking smart writer, but he also I feel like in that Steve Jobs movie assumes that you know a little bit about the backstory with Apple, Steve Jobs, his leaving of Apple, all that sort of thing. But he does tell a very human story, whereas in the Ashton Kutcher one is very much just like biopic by the color by
Mhm.
numbers book. But some of the fucking score in that Ashton Kutcher one sounds like it was just like a randomly generated garage band fucking song where I'm like, who the fuck picked the music for
Who
this
did
film?
this?
Whereas in a Sorkin project is like a lot more just like elevated and elegant and fantastic.
I couldn't.
But there's a merger of the two somewhere.
That's fair. I can't bring myself to watch anything Apple related for obvious reasons.
what are you talking about?
Yeah, I
Steve
Love the
Jobs is a
product,
pretty
but-
interesting character.
yeah, I've read all the books about him.
Yeah, yeah.
But like
Books?
watching it, yeah, there's a bunch of books about him.
Yeah. All right.
And I've read so many of them, but like I'm so over. I can't watch Apple because I'm so engrossed in Apple.
That's fair.
Yeah,
That's very fair. They're both fantastic films. I trust Aaron Sorkin to write something really interesting. I deep dove a little bit into the Facebook files, which was a little bit kind of the Wall Street Journal, where the people basically exposed them for the whole Cambridge Analytica thing,
Mhm.
them selling off information, them being very secretive about their algorithm. As we stream live on Facebook right now, Mark, I'm sorry.
I'm not sorry. Fuck you, Mark.
I mean, it's public information.
Yeah,
You're
it
not
is
saying
public.
anything that's not implicitly
Sorry,
true.
Mark, please, are you gatekeeper bucket? But they do kind of talk about just Facebook
Fuck
being
stuff.
like this gatekeeper of internet, not just in America, it's one thing, but there's other countries where like 90% of the information from the internet comes from Facebook. And we have a very American mindset and process. And we think like, oh, nobody here in the States uses Facebook anymore. That's a kid, like kids are on TikTok and blah, blah. But the rest of the world literally still runs on Facebook.
Yeah.
100%.
And like you get free
It-
internet and whatnot for having Facebook and
it's
information.
it is absolutely insane how large Facebook is, because Facebook, it's
It's
Instagram
insane.
and everything. Like the thing is like Mark wants to essentially do what they've done in China with their app and have Facebook be, or like just something Meta owns, be
the gatekeepers of information.
be that, but
Yeah.
like the one-stop shop for absolutely everything. Like they want you to go there for the news, they want you to go there for their shopping, they want to control your payments, they want to control your money, like they want
Yeah.
to do all of that, because there is what is it? WeChat in China is essentially Facebook, right? It's
Yeah,
a Chinese version of it.
WeChat is like an all-in-one encompassing sort
And-
of platform.
Yeah, it's that conglomeration of WhatsApp. It's that conglomeration of Instagram.
Well,
and
Facebook owns WhatsApp.
It is no, I know. Yes,
Which
I
is
know.
even crazier. Yeah.
This
But
goes
like it's
all
that
the way to the top.
conglomeration of
Yeah.
all of it, and like, but like include Amazon and Walmart into Facebook, and that's what you have, and that's what they're trying to do with Facebook Marketplace.
Well,
it's absolutely insane.
I love
what
Facebook
he's trying to
I know, I
to
do.
Facebook
I love. When I'm
Yeah.
bored, I will just scroll on Facebook Marketplace. I'm
that's
like, what are people
literally what
selling in my area? What new hot singles
That's what I
are selling things in my area?
That's how I got this burger, fucking
Mhm.
McDonald's Japanese fucking Big Mac.
No, it's like the coolest stuff. It's like an estate
You
sale,
go
but
there and
on
buy
my
stuff, yeah.
phone.
Yeah,
It's
you
never
get, like, a
like,
yard
oh, like a
sale,
reason.
but,
Like
like,
no one's
online.
selling anything reasonable on Facebook Marketplace. It is truly like the weirdest things.
Oh, and like you have such unhinged conversations on it with people trying to buy things and like stuff too. There's this
Facebook Marketplace teaches me so much about the
But,
human,
so-
like a regular person.
That's
I'm like,
what-
you can't be real. You must be an AI or an NPC. I cannot be
but
interacting with a
they're
real human.
Like,
No,
it's
it is- it's-
insane.
Okay, my favorite
it's the
thing.
new Craigslist.
Look, you have a bell curve.
Yes.
And once you realize that half the population is on the left side of that bell curve, it all makes sense.
One
Dude.
of my favorite things to do on Facebook, truly,
Is
in
bell curve a word that you're triggered?
No, it's
All
not.
right.
No, because like you a belt, like because like it's like
All right.
the you can't be a real person. So it's like
Yeah.
it's like a house. Like, are you really this dense?
yes, no, I'm
So
telling you,
like that's what I mean by like the bell curve.
my favorite thing truly
Smart-
to do
smart
on
people get
Facebook
it. Dumb
is
people
when I'm
don't.
bored is you'll be scrolling on Facebook, like one or two things are actually people you know, and then there's an ad, maybe like a movie trailer, something of that variety. And my favorite thing to do is go into the comments of like a random public post and see what people comment and then follow through to those Facebook profiles. Cause it's like a random woman from like Denver who's
Guess
like,
you just admitted that lurking. Isn't
no,
it?
but like these, they look,
Lurking or
but
stalking?
it's
I,
fair.
but it, no, because it's like no, it'll be something like the Superman trailer, right?
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
someone like they'll post like a paragraph, and it's like, when I was a kid, Superman did this, and I can't believe, blah, 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 or like something like weirdly unhinged, and then you follow to the Facebook profile, and it is just like a random person in Kansas, and you're like, why would you put like just people like just streaming on the internet or just like putting like word vomiting or like
all these thoughts.
it's just not. I mean, look, we're also doing that. but
Yeah,
in a much
as we
nicer,
word
organized.
vomit.
But like these people exist, and they're
Yeah.
like their profiles just like are like the random people who will sometimes add you on Facebook, and you're like, how did you find me?
How did you?
And this
yeah.
guy's got like 4 friends. Yes, we're real people in a real state.
Allegedly, we
I
are
think
not
Nebraska
AI.
is fake. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
So
is fake.
But this is what's interesting. No, about these movies though. Also, is like just like you said, like the founder, and I think these stories are almost they're important. Not a lot of people are
absolutely.
going to read the Wall Street Journal and go through the Facebook files, but a lot of people could go
They'll
to the
watch a
theater and
movie.
watch the Aaron Sorka Facebook
mhm.
files movie. And there's like a Bono quote about like music. It's like music can change the world because it has the ability to change people's perspectives.
yes,
And some like these are maybe I don't know, maybe I'm diving in a Keanu Stone fucking rabbit hole of like, yeah, man, these things are important to fucking talk about. But I do feel like it does have the ability to change people's perspectives, and these are the important stories that cinema is fantastic kind of for. I don't know. I feel like if I go further into this conversation, I will sound like a
no, and like
young Keanu Reeves stoner right now. It's like,
and like
movies make a difference, man, but they do.
movies.
do.
Movies.
They
That,
do.
I mean, at the end of the day, movies are
Blackfish
art.
changed a lot,
Like,
people.
It did.
Right? Yeah.
Movies are art, and art has been a defining factor for so many opinions, so many thoughts. It's a way to process how you're feeling. It's a way to absorb how to feel and stuff like that. And that's been going back for millennia. Like that's from the beginning of humans. Like art is so important. And movies.
Yeah,
is
we
just an
wrote
expression
Spaceship
for that.
Earth, baby.
So I'm
and, like,
curious because I mean, Social Network and Blackfish are 2 great examples. Do you guys have a movie that like sticks with you that you're like, I didn't know this was an issue, or I didn't have this knowledge of like a historical event or something in that frame that like you saw a movie and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I didn't know about this.
I feel like I need to say yes to this,
But you don't have an
nothing
example.
jumps out.
That's fair.
immediately
I can
to
think of a
me in
really
my head.
brilliant recent example. This is not the only movie, but the Watchmen film from Lindelof on HBO at the time kind of turned a lot of people onto the Tulsa Massacre. Like a lot of people didn't know about that, and they used the Tulsa Massacre to tell this really interesting, compelling story that still was really brilliantly integrated into Alan Moore's Watchmen series and about like the original superhero. And they kind of just retold the Superman story
Yeah.
because like it's like a mom and dad getting their child out of a destroyed kind of advanced civilization, and that child goes on to become a superhero that becomes a savior that becomes a catalyst for a movement, which is so fantastic. But I do think The Watchmen, and it's funny once more, like talking about prophetic sort of social commentary, like the commentary on how that universe developed were that law enforcement officers were then had to wear masks and protect their identity because they were doing certain things that maybe didn't align with what we thought civil rights
very
should
familiar
be.
to today.
Yeah, it's too fucking familiar. But I do think that Lindelof did that fucking brilliantly in that HBO Watchmen series. If you haven't seen that, I don't even think you really need to have read the Watchmen comic, but I do implore you to read the Watchmen comic. But in order to understand that series too, which is also really brilliant, but it did expose where people were like, that's not a real thing, right? Did this actually happen? The Tulsa Massacre? And then a lot of people there's like a viral clip right now of Tom Hanks talking about, he's like, I wasn't taught what the Tulsa Massacre was in high school in month of June, not just Pride Month, but also the month of Juneteenth, right? Is like that wasn't a thing. And why would that be something that would be taught to me in school? How some people even kind of like trace back, and they comment on this on the show as well, of that Tulsa Massacre being a reason why there's not like a lot of like Black wealth.
This is why education is such an important thing.
Yeah.
And why
this is why also storytelling could be important.
The Tulsa Massacre is such a tragedy and such a disgrace that happened to a huge culture of America.
Yeah.
And like the Tulsa Massacre also kind of gets predated to Central Park in New York. Central Park, before Central Park, was very heavily Black populated.
Absolutely.
And they didn't necessarily do the same thing, but history repeats history.
Yeah.
Right. And that's what happened, because it happened in New York, happened in Oklahoma, and what's going on now?
Well,
yeah.
So it's just very interesting, because like my thing is like movies don't come to mind when it comes to like a specific thing that I didn't know.
Sure.
But one of my favorite things about it is ironically podcasts, as we're kind of on one. But my sister-in-law sends me podcasts because I drive cross country. I drive everywhere. Like people that know me know that. But like driving across country, like if I'm hitting major cities or like a smaller city outside of a major city, but a major thing happened that's less known, she'll send me a podcast about it.
Oh, that's so
she
cool.
sends.
Okay.
So like Oklahoma is perfect for this. Oklahoma, like how Oklahoma became a state is actually insane. How Oklahoma City became a city and how that was like all roped off is crazy. Because for those that don't know, it was pretty much a free for all. Oklahoma in general was a free for all, and you were not allowed to be in that territory before
a bunch of redlining and
and they were going through, and people were hiding in trees, people were doing it, and like people had a set plan for Oklahoma City back then to try and rope off and get all of this land. And like learning about that and like being able to get that, like I would have never known that had my sister-in-law not sent me that podcast.
Yeah, there's a really interesting, I mean, Oklahoma was also majorly populated by a lot of indigenous people as well, right?
All of Oklahoma is
and Choctaw, right?
Yeah.
Like nation and whatnot.
But like this was also like our way of like stealing their land again.
Yeah.
And then the white man comes in and sections it off and says, "This is my land."
Just like,
and then they turned it into a hat.
They did. But that's the most recent thing. I'm excited about The Social Network too. Sorka is an amazing writer.
Yeah, hold on. Whoa.
I forgot we were talking about The Social Network.
No, The Social Network. No, The Social Network is like a commentary on like a real life thing, and we have movies that explain history and come back. Yeah, it was not too far.
But those biopics are incredibly important.
But The Founder also is an amazing one. I fucking love The Founder.
Dude, Ray Kroc is
insane.
First of all, a terrible human,
but also like
most businessmen tend to be.
Yes, 100%. Because you got Mark Zuckerberg, Bill Gates has like redeemed himself, but like he was terrible when Microsoft was being built, right?
It's
like
so
when
funny.
he was building it and doing it all and everything, incredibly monopolistic.
100%.
You have Bezos with Amazon. You have the Walton children with Walmart and everything.
Entrepreneur.
Born in 1964.
I'll ramble. I'll let Diddy out.
The Walton children, by the way, who funded one of the Walton children recently funded the No Kings protest.
Oh,
fun fact!
Wow. See,
billionaires funding shit.
With that example, I've like thought of like every movie that's like taught me about life events in my head. Like
what's another one?
So Hotel Rwanda was a big one for me.
Oh yeah.
The other ones that immediately jumped to my again, approximate knowledge. It's a movie starring Mark Ruffalo. I think it's called either Blackwater or Darkwater. and it was the story about like Teflon pans and like PFOs and all the chemicals in pans that like the company that made non-stick ware like basically
That's why we have all the microplastics in us right now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so like the movie starts in like
Dark Waters.
Dark Waters, thank you. So it starts in like the 70s and 80s, and Mark Ruffalo plays a lawyer who's been asked to come back to this like middle America town to like figure out why like all the cows are dying, and it's because this like production plant basically are leaking all these chemicals into the water that's killing all the cattle. And you basically like it follows the timeline of him being like exploring and really uncovering all the terrible things this company is doing, and then the timeline in your brain, the movie starts like several decades ago. So you're like, oh, this was like a thing in the past, right? And then it catches up to modern day where like the ban of microplastics being on pans is like within the last 10 years.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that was really interesting. Also, I want to say it's called The Dropout, starring Amanda Seyfried on Hulu. That series where she plays the female CEO of that medical company that basically was like this huge farce of like, oh, if you one drop of blood can like give you a blood test.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My mom was a physician. I mean,
the
is a
founder
physician.
documentary as well, right?
And like my mom, like I remember mentioning this. She was
like
like,
Walgreens will do blood tests for
Yeah.
you now.
and my mom got so mad. She's like, this was like a huge thing in the medical community. I was
Yeah.
like, I was a child. I didn't know anything about this. So I love like biopic stories like that of
That's
like,
a great one.
because I'd got my American education. It was
I love that.
slightly better than most,
Cool.
I'd like to hope, but you still
Yeah.
there are so many things you miss because you weren't consuming news or media, and you like have amazing storytelling apparatuses to really help fill in the gaps.
I love that.
So
I'm trying to think of another one. Oh, Dope Sick with Michael Keaton once more. Dope Sick about Purdue Pharma and like the invention of freaking Oxycontin and their sales team. I'm from Louisiana, and I can tell you, not like a year ago, I was visiting my sister who lives in Slidell, Louisiana, like right outside of New Orleans and whatnot. And I can tell you that epidemic of people being addicted to opioids is still a very present thing in the greater New Orleans sort of area,
Oh, yeah.
which is insane because the refineries and the amount of people that Purdue Pharma like basically trick doctors into fucking, I don't know, giving Oxycontin to. Yeah, it's crazy shit. The other thing, Nightcrawler. Have you never seen Nightcrawler? That'll give you the mentality of how these fucking crazy CEOs also think it works.
yeah, it's a good one.
That's enough of that. That's all the news we got. Hooray! All right. Yeah.
What?
You and
Shut up.
cheese. But here we go.
The data.
So if you say cheese one more time, Tommy Jeff, we visited
Katie said cheese.
Katie. She did say cheese. I know. I posted that on there. Ketzia is getting some love here in the chat from an Amanda over here. But we visit comic shops, right? The original kind of concept of this show, and now kind of still major part of this show, is we like to introduce people to nerdy stuff. And we want to introduce you to a new #1 comic you need no prior knowledge or insight to be able to enjoy. Myself and Ty, we visited comic shops all through the Orange County area for you, the viewer, in order for you to be able to confidently walk into a comic shop and be able to pick up a comic that you don't need like 30 years of knowledge to be able to kind of like dive into. A lot of really great comic shops. I visited Comic Hero University and Comic Tunes and Toys this week. Ty visited Comic Book Hideout, one of our favorite spots in Fullerton as well. If you're in an LA area, Golden Apple Comics, Arsenal Comics, Revenge of. There's a lot of really great comic shops. Check out localcomicshopfinder.com. Is that what it is, right?
Yes.
So a lot of new #1 books. You could walk into a comic shop today and be like, if you like any of these kind of synopsises that I'm about to give you, we did read a comic book, a really cool one from Thunder Studios that we will dive into, which is NeverWars. But here's some other #1s. We don't really talk about Marvel and DC on this show, but DC.
I did pick up stuff.
You picked up a DC. I picked up a new DC #1 because it has a Darwin Cook cover. Darwin Cook famously of a comic book called what was the fucking Darwin? I have it literally right here. What was the Darwin Cook? New Frontier. Sorry, New Frontier. Very Silver Agey. It's called The New History of the DC Universe. So if you do want to dive into DC Comics, DC, and I was even talking to one of the workers, the clerks over at the comic shop. I'm like, okay, I've been out of DC Comics So this is kind of a brilliant thing. It's a #1. Oh, look, there's a Crypto the Super Dog milk bone ad.
Oh, wait, that's so cute. See,
right
good.
there.
I love when marketing.
Oh, there he is.
But yeah, if you want to kind of get caught up, or if you do want to dive into DC Comics, DC did this really cool thing today. If you're like super stoked about the new Superman movie, about Peacemaker, about any of the other things happening in comic books in the DC universe and how they may be relevant to your viewing experience, DC Comics did release this. There's 2 covers. This is the cover that I picked up because once more, the artist writer Darwin Cook is ridiculously amazing. He kind of does these like classic hero tropes, where you can learn the new history of the DC universe. So kind of a nice crash course in DC Comics, if you will. So that did drop at your local comic shops today. So I do have to kind of give, I guess, DC a little bit of love here. So I don't know if you guys want to see. Anybody want to?
I'll take a look.
Let's see. I pick up everything Godzilla. There was a Godzilla versus X-Men today.
Yeah, man.
This is Godzilla
Yes.
Half Century War. This is a cool, like, super 90s laminate cover. And I know the lights in here are going to create a weird, shadowy sort of breakdown here. But yeah, basically, we've had a whole half century of Godzilla. Story and art by James Stoke, color by Heather Breckel, and then variant cover by Frank Terran. This is from IDW Publishing. Kind of dives into a little bit of a Japan in the 1950s.
I got a question about Godzilla.
Yeah.
Does Godzilla eat chizu?
Oh my god.
You, Tommy Jeff?
I won't give him my microphone again.
I know. I feel like that's on both of you.
I
No, that's on me. That's on me. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Did he?
I don't know what to do.
What are you doing over here?
He seemed like he had something to say.
He
I
did.
didn't know
It
it
was
was,
about
I didn't know it
cheese.
was about cheese.
and cheese.
A white man?
Typical.
What did Sakari do about it?
Nothing.
Typical.
But apparently, so I don't know if this is this like a facsimile or a reprint thing? Ty, am I crazy here?
No, I think, like you said, kind of like the history of DC. It's just kind of introducing everyone. I mean, I
To
don't
some of the better,
know. Yeah, like the better
Godzilla stories?
in preparation for Godzilla destroys the Marvel universe.
No, this is an IDW. It doesn't even have anything to do with them. So Godzilla
Lies.
is fighting all the Marvel characters, but from IDW Publishing, there is a collected version. But I guess I don't know if they're also.
Well, maybe they're tying up the Godzilla Destroys series. Remember, he did Chicago, LA. So maybe this is just.
I think this is a
round up.
facsimile of. It looks like the years 1954 and Lieutenant Odo Murakami is on the hands of the Godzilla, makes his first landfall in Japan along with pal Kentro. They make a desperate gamble to save lives, and the process begin an obsession with the King of Monsters that lasts 50 years. It looks like there is a collected version of this as well. I don't know. Look, I picked it up. It's Godzilla. It's a #1. You like Godzilla stories, you can't ever go wrong with Godzilla.
That's facts.
Before I get into all the other #1s, some other books that we have talked about here in the past. Seasons, issue 5. Go check out our Seasons episode. This is a fucking amazing book by
How many
Rick
books?
Remender and Paul Esqueta. This is issue 5.
No, how many are they doing?
I don't. Was it like a 12?
Oh, is it?
Please check me on that.
Oh.
I feel like it was a long run.
If you're a fan of like Tintin, kind of like UK sort of mysteries, the Season Sisters, autumn, winter, spring, summer, fall, have to solve the like kind of a mysterious disappearance and unfoil this weird kind of like Batman Returns-esque circus gang
Ooh.
of people that are taking out these like cities.
What issue is that? 12?
5.
5.
Settle down.
No,
Who just
We
did
said
that?
12. We said 12.
I think they're going to be 12 total, right?
yeah, the trade
okay.
just came for 1 through 4.
Because
The
I was
first
like,
trade's
because
already
I
out.
have.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
What?
first trade's already
What
out.
the fuck?
Yeah.
June 18th.
How quickly
'Cause
they
I was like,
grow.
yeah. So I was like, there's no way.
Because he's like,
I'm
I'm just handing them all to you.
September 10th of this year, we're getting issue number 8.
Yeah, because I just did the pre-order.
Minor
I know.
Arcana number 8 dropped
I
from Jeff
know.
Lemire.
I want that.
You want this comic?
Yeah.
I can't remember the lead character's name, but she returns to her hometown to kind of take over. She's having these visions in her sleepy hometown. Kind of something is drawing her back, and the tumultuous relationship with her, psychic,
Mom.
as in
Mom.
fortune tellery mom.
But she's like
kind
a
of-
fraud, and she's actually like really psychic.
Minor Arcana from Boom Studios, number 8 dropped. I don't know. Okay, let me
No, give it. She was.
this is if you're a fan of like the tarot, right?
Yeah.
You would probably love Minor
I
Arcana.
love the art on it.
It's
Feral's
such good art.
issue 14 from the creators of Stray Dog, Tony Fleece, Trish Forstner, Tone Rodriguez, and Brad Simpson. This is like 28 days later, or a zombie apocalypse story if it was with cute Disney animal cats. They also did a really brilliant version of Oliver and Company kind of meets Memento with stray dogs. I would imagine these are in the same universe. But Feral, not Ferals, Feral, issue 14. It's crazy. They're on issue
That was
14.
our first episode.
Yeah, that was our first episode. So I'm always going to give love to Feral. We're taking everyone down with us. Issue 4 drop.
Nice.
This is basically like if one of my dad was a supervillain and I didn't know it, and I was kind of raised by Ultron being my nanny.
Incredible.
And then some some good guys killed my supervillain dad, so I'm gonna go seek revenge kind of story.
It's giving kick-ass.
We're taking everyone down with this is freaking awesome. Those are the kind of follow-ups that we have. As far as number ones go, this is awesome. Do you guys remember this fucking show? Do you remember VR Troopers? We are VR. You don't remember VR Troopers? It was like,
Sorry.
That was a different timeline.
no.
Yeah.
Power Rangers got big.
Nice.
So then like Fox Kids was like, we're going to take all these old Japanese shows and recycle them with like interjecting like cuts of like modern kids and
okay.
using all that stuff.
I vaguely, but also it might be the movie Jingle All the Way.
That is those are two different things. I don't know how that works. Oh, you're
So
thinking
close.
Turbo Man.
Looks Turbo Man.
Turbo Man. It's Turbo time. Spinning out of Power Rangers Prime, the first VR Troopers series in 30 years. The perfect jumping on point for any fan of like Fox Kids and VR Troopers. Okay, thank you. Miles Herman in chat knows what VR Troopers is. But this is freaking awesome.
I mean,
Issue
it looks
1.
really cool.
No, I feel crazy right now. Like I feel like
You don't remember VR Troopers?
No, I feel like we split in our timelines. It's fine. It's fine. It's normal. Pablo, I'll talk you through it.
Look, Boom Studios did an awesome job with Power Rangers and basically, now taking on VR Troopers. The VR Troopers are the most elite of the what is this? Altarian Empire human heroes of Earth. But when secrets of the Altarian keepings, what? I can't read. But what secrets are the Altarians keeping? When VR Ryan tracks down Rogue Skug, he'll come face to face with the foe who will change his understanding of VR and himself forever. This is back in the days where VR was like an edgy tech word, right? And people were like, what is VR? It stands for virtual reality. What the fuck is that? So look, all the nostalgia is a hell of a drug.
Yeah.
Once more.
You guys ever watch Community, that episode where Dean Pelton gets super into VR?
Yes.
And he's like, and Jesus whacked.
It's all about AR now. Where's the AR Troopers at? VR Troopers, number 1 from Boom Studios, out at your local comic shop today. Is anybody any VR Troopers?
I do. I want to look at it because I don't remember it.
It's
tripping me
okay
out.
if you don't.
I just sent it in the chat.
VR Troopers? All right, thank you.
From
You remember it?
1994 no, I don't remember. I wasn't born. 1994 to 19.
Calm down.
This was
That was very rude.
That is as old as I am.
Chris Condon and Jeffrey Allen Love. Ty, you picked up this book as well. News from the Fallout.
Did we pick the same
Ooh.
variant?
Did we? I don't know.
Cute.
Aw, twinsies.
This book looks fucking beautiful.
It's
That's the
great.
book you read, Ty.
It's
From
the book
Image.
I read.
Yeah, Ty read this book. This is the mini-series premiere from writer Chris Condon of That Texas Blood and Ultimate Wolverine. Teams up with the visionary Jeffrey Allen Love, The Last Battle of the End of the World, and 1,000 Demon Tree.
You will love the lettering in this, Pablo.
Dude, the lettering is already beautiful. The
It's-
art is beautiful.
Art is beautiful. Lettering is phenomenal.
Yeah, it's a thrillingly dark sci-fi horror story unlike anything you've ever seen, according to Image Comics website. The 1962 Nevada, a nuclear bomb test goes horribly awry and unleashes a contaminant into the atmosphere that turns people rotten. Otis follows a private in the U.S. Army who is present for the test and is the only known survivor, flees the secret army base in search of a safe haven. But does such a place exist? Olivia's like, she's ready for this. Diddy, the fuck, I just got it really quick. The art in this book is beautifully, it's just phenomenal.
No, it's gorgeous.
It's
I'm like flipping through it too.
gorgeous.
This looks amazing.
Brownies, AP's coming in with the brownies, by the way. Are these, what kind of brownies are these, man? Are
Yeah,
these
what-
special brownies?
What kind of
What are you-
show
smell-
is
I'm-
You're
I'm-
this?
15.
I
You
know.
shouldn't have these brownies.
I'm doing the
good.
smell
I'm good.
test. They
Um,
seem fine.
They seem legit. Anybody
No
brownies over
drugs?
here?
Yeah,
No?
no.
I ate 'em.
Do they have peanuts in them? Ty is
Yeah.
deathly allergic to peanuts. I wouldn't.
I'm good.
I wouldn't risk
Yeah.
it, Ty.
Whoa, 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 she-
whoa, whoa,
Whoa,
Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa! Where are you going?
Garcon, young man, come back here.
Thank you.
Ty, you
I
read
think
this
those
book.
are just run of the mill brownies. Like,
Sure about that?
It's okay. I appreciate you.
go ask.
I appreciate you.
Don't.
I love it. I love you, Adrian.
Okay.
He's such a good
We're
boy.
going
so
lazy
nice.
dog after this.
Sorry, you're allergic to peanuts. That's rough.
Are you
Ty.
doing deviled eggs?
Yeah, of course. Ty, why should people read news from the Fallout?
So if you, man, News from the Fallout, fantastic. If you love horror, if you love, like you said, the artwork is very, very good. I love the dark shadow. I love the lettering. If you love,
It's $3.99, folks.
it's
For
$3.99.
$4,
Well
you can
worth
discover
it.
this amazing story.
And it's like, again, it's like the consequences and atrocities of man and following orders, right? Like that's what we're seeing a lot of.
I love the
today.
atrocities of man.
The atrocities of men that follow orders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever read Persepolis?
No,
Persepolis?
that sounds like Greek mythology to me.
No. It's actually an Iranian comic. And
Oh.
it looks a lot like this, but it's more like comic booky, but sort of this black and white. But it's through a child's eyes. So
Oh,
anyways, so I feel like it looks like this, but it looks like through an adult's eyes.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'll
mean-
lend you my trade.
Okay.
It's really
Down.
good. You should read it.
I would love to read that. Yeah, this is it's a gorgeous and terrifying new atomic horror series.
Right.
is
And
what
I'll
they
be
say.
honest, that's, I mean, the reason why I went to the shop was to pick up my pool, but I knew that was coming out today and I was like, I definitely
You're into this.
need to pick this
Yeah,
up.
from Chris Condon and Jeffrey Allen Love, issue 1 of a miniseries. Do we know how many issues it's going to be? It's a 32-page book. Once more, $3.99.
I don't know.
It does says it's a miniseries. I don't know how many issues it's going to be, but it did just one of 6.
Okay.
News from the Fallout. Once more, if you're kind of into like I guess Fallout. What else would you compare this? I'd compare this to kind of like early. I guess just the black and white. It makes me think early Walking Dead.
Yeah. I mean, I would say definitely like, what's that like? I don't want to like go back to it, but like Apple made like the app video game where it's like all black and white and you're that little character that's running around.
Oh, I know what you're talking about, but I don't remember the name.
That's what it reminds me of.
Yeah.
Well, good. That Apple game. That thing. Hey, it reminds you of that thing from that place and that time.
Absolutely.
With the person?
Yeah, with the person.
Yeah.
Now you know what I'm talking about.
For sure.
Yeah. This was the book we were going to read before I discovered NeverWars, by the way, which I don't know where my issue of NeverWars went.
Oh,
but
it's over here.
Okay.
Right.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
Well,
Oh, you have another. Oh, yeah, Exquisite Corpses 2. That came out last week. Exquisite
I know,
Corpses
but I
2.
wasn't.
We didn't talk about it. I wasn't able to get it. I just picked it
Oh.
up this week too.
So
We talked Exquisite Corpses on an episode, by the way.
we did. And if you missed it the first time, this is
Did a reprint of issue 1.
issue 1. It's
Yes.
the-
I got that exact same variant for the reprint of issue 1.
yeah. Well, dude, I'm mad. I thought this was supposed to come with a card.
Pablo.
None of them came with a card. But it's a wraparound.
Oh, this looks beautiful.
That's sick.
This Persepolis.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you
I
see it?
that. I see that.
But it's through
Got it. I
a
see
child's
the
eyes.
vision.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh,
It's war through a child's eyes.
Yeah.
Talk about the
I'm
atrocities.
going to talk
of
about
man.
that in NeverWars because there's a line in here.
That's what I'm talking about.
Tommy Jeff is on the Switch too, everybody. Tommy,
You
I see
bought
it
a
over-
console at
I
launch.
see you.
No,
Yes.
I
We're,
did not. I did not. I did not pre-order this, and I didn't get it for the first week. I also remain.
He just
I did not buy it.
he's just that
all
guy.
right,
Well,
you
you
bought it.
gifted
You
it?
bought it.
It was a
It was a
gift.
It was a
It was a
gift.
gift.
It was a gift.
Who was it gifted from?
His
It's-
brother.
Oh,
So
wait, that's
Tommy
kind of
Jeff's
cute.
brother gifted him a.
So your brother's a goober.
Yeah, no, we were on. We were literally live looking on the show. One episode of like, do I buy this? Tommy Jeff's Devil's Advocate.
It wasn't no, it wasn't a good episode.
Um,
It was just us three, and they were sitting there trying to get it hard.
Well, Tommy
Okay,
Jeff
but,
kept
like,
distracting me that.
I also had it in the bag several times for Pablo, and he did not have cards.
He was like, I can't
didn't-
figure out my
I
target.
couldn't figure out my.
login.
There's a bunch of stuff I couldn't figure
No, I
out.
can
But
never remember my target.
the
login.
universe,
They change it. I'm sure of it.
the universe intercepted me not getting that Switch because it wasn't. Now's not the time. I don't need it. What am I gonna?
Yeah,
No,
but
I
you
don't
kept
need
you
it.
don't need a
kept being
console
like,
at
now
launch.
is
Well, this
the
isn't
time.
turning into a Switch 2
on live,
conversation again.
on live. You were like, now is the time.
Mad Cave Studios. Mad Cave Studios is on fire right now, and they have this issue 1 that just dropped this week called "Don't Forget Your Briefcase" by Elliot Rowell, Philip Seavey, and Frank, whose last name I'm not even going to try to pronounce because it's like Czechoslovakian, this name, because it's a CVE.
Oh, it's a CV.
TKOVIC. Chekovic. Everywhere the president goes, there's a military liaison who follows, carrying a briefcase with codes to launch a nuclear strike. Fuck. And it's just been lost. This is a story about what happens when a 10-year-old boy finds a nuclear football and and accidentally brings the world to the brink of annihilation. That sounds fucking terrible because I feel like there is a 10-year-old
That's-
boy with a nuclear
Yeah,
football.
that's current day mixed
That
with
is
Death Note.
what's happening right now.
Haha, what?
And he doesn't know
There
what
is
the
a
fuck
horse
he's
in
doing.
the
Yeah.
hospital.
There is a horse. John Mulaney.
There's a horse in the hospital.
I fuck with you so hard.
Samesies. Also, I love saying a random John Mulaney
There's
quote
a-
and then feeling so seen. There's a horse in the hospital.
Yeah, what's the horse going to do next?
You don't know.
We don't know.
There's a horse in the hospital. Yeah.
Yeah.
Big ass hooves just
But yeah, no, it sounds like
can't fit through doors.
you better Czechoslovakia before you Czechoslovakia.
$4.99 issue 1 dropped today. Yeah, what if this 10-year-old found a nuclear football? Fuck. We didn't talk. Ty, you didn't see that I got this last week.
Ooh.
I wasn't here. Do you open it?
No, I didn't even open it because
Wow.
Diddy crashed out and we went too long.
Shut up.
Damn.
But
No, for real.
what's
It's
more-
crazy that you're calling me out. Every time you crash out, you crash
Are
out
you
so
gonna
hard
open it?
talking
Open it.
about
Open it. Open
Tom
it right now.
Holland.
do we open it right now on the show?
Open it right now.
Oh, not
Beneath the
Tom
Trees Where
Holland.
Nobody Sees is
Shut
probably
up.
one of my favorite new comics.
Don't
If you were a
correct me.
fan,
Phenomenal.
if you're a fan of Richard Scarry's Busy Town, Busy World of Richard Scarry, and if you were
Dexter.
also a fan of Dexter, yeah, you would get a perfect mashup in Patrick Horvath's Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees. Also beautiful watercolors. So twistedly dark of a story.
Dude,
And this
definitely-
also includes his Comic-Con exclusive issue in this deluxe edition hardcover.
definitely one of my favorite books.
It's an amazing
yeah.
book.
Yeah, last
There's like a friggin' Patton Oswalt quote about like finally forensics and murder are adorable.
Yep.
What's cool about this version of Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees is this is a limited edition of 1,000 of these hardcovers, and it's actually hand signed by Patrick.
Nice.
Oh wow.
This is available for $99 on IDW's website. I'm not going to tell you
It
guys if I
looks
paid for it.
Amazing.
It-
How much?
Does it feel like
Why'd you say
half
that?
of a very
Why'd you say
expensive
that?
painting?
Well, because I was giving you a hard time about buying fucking art off the
$200.
wall.
You
at
could
a
buy two
bar,
of those.
And you with a victory bell.
I'll show you
It's
guys what I bought, and you'll be like, "That's cool."
This smells
No,
so fucking
honestly,
good.
you'll probably be like,
Does it smell like the water from Disneyland?
"Let me smell it."
Oh my god, I feel like it's getting me high.
No,
No,
Pass
that
it over here.
well, pass
pass
it.
no, that was those.
Let me get a hit of that.
That's not the book. That was the brownies.
Can you get no? Oh no!
Adrian!
Sniff fast.
Can you? Are we going to smell this?
No, I
Does it
Are you-
smell like
Pass it back to
weed
me.
or?
No, it just smells like a fantastic book.
Oh, okay. When you say like it smells like I'm getting high, I'm like OxyContin, weed.
no
Yeah.
nostalgia.
Oh.
Nostalgia's a hell of a drug.
It just smells like
How many-
When you smell
Every
it,
time Pablo says that, take a shot.
Yeah, nostalgia. I'm going to rename this episode to that.
Like it smells
a really good book.
I like our episode.
The reason why
No, like I said, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. It smells like this Scholastic Book Fair
Oh,
yeah.
at
yeah.
in elementary school,
Oh man,
and it's getting me high.
it's good.
I've been chasing that high since elementary school.
Get me there.
The high that only R.L. Stein can provide us.
Oh, yes.
Or Raoul Duval.
I'm in,
Raoul Duval.
I'm in
A
the
Roald
haunted
Dahl.
mask all over again. Yeah.
I'm gonna get one more, and then I'm gonna. No, that's
Pass that
no,
shit around.
no, because listen to me.
Remember
Go
the
with-
rule:
go-
puff, puff, pass.
I know.
Yeah.
Go with me on this though. There's some books that are like, okay, this smells like a little kid's book. This smells like, a book that's like you would get if you were in middle school or middle school when they stopped doing the Scholastic Book Fair.
Sure.
This smells like a
miss this.
big kid book
Ooh, okay. I understand.
and not
no.
the little kid book.
No, you've transitioned to a YA novel.
Yeah.
This
This smells like
yeah.
middle school.
Does it smell like American Rejects and the Twilight soundtrack?
This smells like Prisoner of Azkaban.
Oh,
This is
I
a Sorcerer's
love
Stone or
the
Chamber of
This
no,
smells like-
This is
okay,
a
now I
Chamber of
get it.
Secrets.
Yep.
This
Is Prisoner of Azkaban. This takes
Yeah.
a turn.
Mhm,
This
mhm.
Do you
yeah.
want
Yes.
I kind of
When
really
they-
need to smell
when
this
they-
book now.
I know, right?
You know what I mean?
I don't feel like I'm ready.
You know the smell.
you know that Prisoner of Azkaban
stand by
smell?
You'll understand it when you smell.
I'm like scared now. Let me clear.
Oh,
my
get it with, girl.
I
Clear
know,
your,
cleanse the
your
palate.
sinal palate. Yeah.
Cleanser.
Yeah.
That is you for. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? It made my heart
Ah.
flutter a little bit.
Yeah.
That's powerful. Do you want to smell this?
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
you need to.
Oh,
my-
man.
I
That
want-
is like
I want
middle-
That back, by the way.
that's-
I need another
that's
sniff.
middle
I need
school.
another hit.
That's not a puff
Let me
puff
just-
pass
let me just-
situation.
Get it.
No, that
Get a
is.
smell of that. You got
That's like as much
I
as
know,
you
should
can
have done
get. Yeah, do the one nostril.
Oh my
get more.
god, that was. Give that back.
Yeah.
Give me that back.
this is limited to 1,000 folks. If you want this smell, by the way,
Oh,
from my
Jesus.
That's
I
so
did not
good.
hear
What
that.
is
This-
that?
Yeah. Isn't that middle school?
There's like almost like a mothy dustiness to
Yeah.
it. That feels like I'm afraid to ask a boy to hug me.
Mm.
Like my mom isn't gonna allow me to go out if I don't do my chores.
You know what specifically
It
for
smells
me?
like an iPod Classic.
Yo.
When I was in middle
Yo.
school, I was on crutches, and
Tommy Jeff.
a little boy said something crass to me, and I at a Scholastic Book Fair,
Mhm.
and I whipped around with my crutches, and I hit him with my crutch,
As you should.
and that smells like that because I was like, don't take away my childhood innocence. What?
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's what that smells like to me.
it smells good.
I'm hanging on to it.
Oh my god.
So
Ooh,
the
girl.
main event, the book that
Get it as
we
much as you can.
we did read. Okay, so this is really cool because I was gonna read "Don't Forget Your Briefcase," but then I walked in Comics, Tunes, and Toys, and there was 3 covers for NeverWars #1. And NeverWars, what I found out from Thunder Comics, this says AMP and Thunder Comics, right? Is each cover is its own issue. So there was a NeverWars Alice, there was a NeverWars Peter, and then there was a NeverWars
No, I
Wizard
had
of
Peter.
Oz.
Wizard of Oz.
Wizard of
Wizard of
Oz,
Oz.
which I thought was Mary Poppins because she was rocking the umbrella for a minute. I'm like, is
It
this
did-
Mary
no, yeah,
Poppins?
no, I wouldn't look at this intrinsically and think that was
Wizard of Oz,
That
right
definitely
away.
looks Mary Poppins-y.
That looks Mary Poppins. 100%. Why
So
did she?
How did you know it was
What?
Wizard of Oz?
I didn't.
You read it.
I
and
just
then-
what I tend to do for the show is I go in and I buy 3 copies of one comic book so we can all read it and kind of get. And if it's a variant cover, even better because we can hold it up and introduce variant covers to people. Because the same book could have different covers, and that's what makes it cool and collectible.
Yeah.
And that's what I thought this was. And then Gil over at Comics News and Toys is like, no, these are 3 different stories, and they all take place at the same point in time. And this is really interesting. Yeah.
So does that mean there are more of them?
Yes, there are more to come.
No.
There are more.
Are there more that were released today, or is there only 3?
There's only 3 that were released today.
Okay.
As of now, only 3 from Don Hainfield, Tim Zajaros. Tim Zajaros. Yeah,
Never.
Zajaros. And Chris Lamoli. Sorry, I probably kill it. Oh, Chris Lamoli. Written by Don Hainfield, illustrated by Marcelo Basil, colors by Marco Baracco, letters by Dave Lampier. Sorry, once more. I'm sorry if I butchered those names, but I butchered the names, but I fucking love this comic book. So we'll get into that here in a minute. The magical realm of Wonderland, Oz, and Neverland have been thrust into a devastating war that spans worlds and generations. A sinister technology created by the Jabberwock twists good into evil, turning beloved childhood figures into shadows of their former selves. So this sheds a little bit of light into the confusion of what we read here.
Okay.
Told through 3 uniquely illustrated and completely distinct first issues, NeverWars invites readers to experience this epic saga from multiple perspectives. Peter, they spell pan, or it's like fan P. It's
Well,
Peter,
that was it.
P-E-T-R.
Yeah, so that's
Yeah.
why I was saying it like the
Peter.
German.
P-
Peter.
P-F-A-N-N-E.
Peter.
Spotter for a German flying circus. Endured the chaos of wars from his cockpit after a crash. This is the Peter Pan one. I think there is a Alice in Wonderland one where there's a young boy who is it seems like it takes place during World War I, right? December 23rd, 1914.
Yeah.
They're all in France, although there are also German soldiers. And then the Wizard of Oz one follows Dorothy Gale, who is a nurse
Yes.
during World War I as well. Yeah, dive into a little. So this is really cool. 3 unique perspectives. Number one all taking place. I love that. Did Adrian is like
Raising your hand.
Yeah, did he?
Okay. So it said the Jabberwocky somehow disrupted everybody in the
Jabberwock. The Jabberwocky is a dancing group.
Jabberwock. Which is
Jabberwockies from America's Got Talent, featured at Universal
the
Studios.
Jabberwock,
For
right?
Halloween Horror Nights, yeah.
But that is from Alice
get
in
the-
Wonderland.
Is it?
Well, it's from
Yeah, the
through
Jabberwocky.
Yeah, it's through the Looking Glass.
Oh, yeah. Twisting good and evil.
So does
Oh my
that
gosh.
mean that all of it is centered around that universe?
I don't know, because number one definitely raised a bunch of questions, and it seems like what's cool about
Well,
this.
do you have Prime? You have Prime?
Amazon Prime or
No, like
Optimus,
is it-
actually.
is this the Prime like timeline, and then we're reading the other ones?
it
Like, I
could
don't
be
know.
because you.
Well,
you
yours
guys,
came with a map.
y'all's
didn't
didn't
it?
have a map.
Yeah, mine didn't have a map.
Yeah.
Yours
Mine didn't have
There's
a
a
map,
Peter
yeah.
Pan story, but there is
And
a
it came
map of
from the-
Neverworld.
The Jabberwock confused everything and mixed everything.
So,
So you got the main one.
I will maybe. This is issue 1B. It'll tell you at the bottom. There's issue 1B, 1A, and 1C. Which one's yours? You have 1A.
Oh, I have 1A cover A.
Okay, and what do you have? Did he at the bottom right?
No, you guys all have
No.
cover A.
Yeah,
Oh.
no, this is all cover A from a
No,
different
there's
thing.
issue, not
This is-
just cover A. I'm saying there's issue 1B, issue 1A, and issue 1C.
So I
This is
just said-
AMP 1.
so I-
AMP 1.
So I just
Okay,
sent
right
it
there
to
at the
you
bottom
guys.
underneath that.
Oh, 1C.
You got 1C, so you got 1A,
I got 1A.
and I got 1B.
Yeah.
Interesting.
1A, 1B, 1C,
So
all of them cover A.
Yeah, that's
So
what I was trying to tell you guys.
they all have different variants.
Sorry, I'm just like Peter the number 3.
Yeah.
Yes, all the variants.
Peter
I know you
goes
guys don't have the
third.
variants because all the variants are wraparound.
Oh, are these connecting covers, I wonder?
They're not connecting.
they're not
Okay,
at all.
No. Really interesting way to introduce us into this universe. And I think really brilliant, because it's like, yeah, there's another comic. I'm going to compare this. There's a comic book called Trillium that did this really beautiful thing that was 2 different timelines where the characters meet in the middle, and the book was flippable.
Ooh.
It was really fucking cool. It's a beautiful, like, space and time epic romance kind of book. But what did he? Yes.
Yeah,
You look
Trillium. Trillium. Jeff Lemire.
Yeah.
You read it
One way, and then you read.
from one person's perspective, and then you flip it and you read it from the other, and then it combines.
Yeah.
It's amazing. But how should we do this? Because so one
Well, you're A.
Yeah.
So Ketzia, tell us.
first, second, third,
Yeah, let's do that.
and then we can.
Fill in the pieces.
Why should you read this book? And then what did you love about this book?
Well-
And tell me a little bit about your version of it as
Okay.
well. Yeah.
So yes, so mine follows very clearly. You get our main character Dorothy, and who else
Yeah.
is named Dorothy? I
Dorothy
think it's
Gale.
really easy to figure out, like, okay, Wizard of Oz vibe.
These are easy reads, by the way, too.
Yeah. Oh no, this took maybe not even 10 minutes.
I read the first 2 within like as soon as I got them. And I
You
was
read
like,
the
this is
first
amazing.
2?
I read all of them so far. Yeah. I read yours. I read hers because it was so good. I read the Peter Pan one first, and I'm like, this is crazy. What's this other one like? And I just burned through that
Yeah.
one. And then just now before the show, I burned through this one. So yeah.
Super easy read.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Dorothy is a nurse in World War I in France, nurse connected to kind of like church. And basically, she is overseeing the care of what seems like an injured soldier, but he seems to be mute, maybe not the smartest tool in the shed as a result of his injuries. And she finds out after having quite a bond with this patient that she's been caring for, that the patient is actually a deserter from the army and is being healed in their care to be executed for being a deserter of war.
We're gonna heal you so you can really feel this execution.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, do you want me to explain the whole thing?
No, it's a #1 comic. It's okay. This is what the point is. That if there's gonna be more issues of this, it's okay. This once more. This isn't a spoiler because it's a #1 and it's meant to hook you in.
For sure.
So it's definitely. I feel like
So as her this man that she's been caring for is being carted away back to the front lines, she seems to reach into a trunk full of all of her old things, including an umbrella and what looks to be not quite
silver shoes.
Yeah. Not quite the ruby slippers.
Well,
but
originally
in
they
the
were
book,
in the original ones they
silver.
are silver.
Well,
yes.
actually, in the book, so stupid.
Actually, so she runs to the front lines to again make a last ditch effort to save this man. And while
she's like literally in the trenches.
she's in the trenches.
She's like yelling at a general and telling him like, how could he be so heartless?
Yeah, heartless. This man, like, or she's like, please, like, give him more time. Like, say he's not well enough. And they're like, no, we're gonna kill this guy. And just as that happens, an attack from the opposing side comes through, and in order to kind of save everyone, she uses this magic umbrella to summon a gust of wind.
Boom.
Very similar to a classic tornado, if you will, that takes both herself and the injured man that she's been protecting to what is clearly the Wizard of Oz. Oz.
Yeah.
I could not remember what that was. Like, what is the land in the Wizard of Oz called? To Oz, where we find
it is the Emerald City.
the Emeralds. I know
Oh,
it's like
yeah,
the Emerald City,
it
but the
is
land of Oz or Munchkin Town, as I feel like I don't know, but like they're clearly on the Yellow Brick Road. And the man who has not been able to speak and articulate anything, we find out is the Scarecrow, which
but
is
also Dorothy's a little bit more risque,
a little bit more risque,
a little sexy
dress. She's got a
What
fun
the
outfit.
hell?
She
Little
goes
leg.
from nun nurse to like badass
to
heroine,
thigh highs. Yeah. I'm for
so
it.
this clearly shows
That's
now
full gams.
the
She got
relationship
full
between
gams
the
going
two.
on.
Cast Sydney Sweeney, please.
Enough.
And the comic ends with them kind of lamenting, well, we got out of that disaster and now everything's better because we're back in Oz. And Scarecrow's like, try again. And we get this final scene where it looks very much World War I-esque regime of the flying monkeys, totalitarian government takeover. And that is where we leave off. We do get a nice
little Peter Pan.
We get a preview of the Peter Pan.
We all get, I think, a preview of the Peter Pan at the end.
Which is crazy.
A little bit of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hence the NeverWars name. Mine is I guess it's an Alice in Wonderland, but it's not Alice. It's a boy named Georgie. And Georgie is in the military and
Scandal.
he has a stuff. Yeah, so woke this comic. And he basically ends up he has like a stuffed white rabbit. There's a line in here. Firstly, I love this artwork, by the way. The art
it's gorgeous.
and the coloring, the literal picture that they're painting here for us kind of to create this universe is beautifully it's beautifully done. It's stunning. And yeah, it's like very like kind of bleak and like kind of drab. But there's a line in here that I'm fucking obsessed with. Where I guess one of the soldiers is kind of, or the generals are making fun of Georgie for having a stuffed white rabbit.
But what happens in it?
He ends up getting like blown out. I don't know if they like is a landmine or something, but it just turns into this weird psychedelic. So they're underground in some trenches. They have the whole thing with like the canary. It looks like if they're kind of gonna get, was it with the canary? They would put them in the kind of the coal mines or whatever. If there's like a deadly gas in those trenches, they would know. But as they're underground, this like canary like magically escapes and kind of knocks Georgie for a loop through like an explosion of a tank. And that's when he starts seeing a white rabbit as a general, which he follows down a rabbit hole.
So it's an anthropomorphic rabbit?
Well, it's the like just like the white rabbit from it's an anthropomorphic rabbit, just like the rabbit from Alice in Wonderland.
Sure.
Where he's like, Georgie, he's like, we can't be late. You hurry, you gotta, we're getting behind.
Nice.
Yeah, right. And there is a tornado in the background too, by the way.
I bet it's my tornado.
But there is a line in here. Let's see, where he says, let's see. Oh, If you want to live, you need to kill the other men before he kills you. Is that clear? And then Georgie, I was assuming standing in for Alice, he goes, war's not hell, sir. And then the general goes, it's not? Is it? And he goes, no, sir, it's worse. Only sinners go to hell. But war, it takes everyone. Little kids, innocent, mums and dads. And so like that, like I was like, fuck, that's like a super fucking deep ass line, because that's like the most common thing that you hear of, like, war is hell. But it's like, no, yeah, like the only bad people go to hell. In war, the innocent also are affected by this fucking awful thing. And I don't know, it just fucking hit a chord, which is the name of the fucking today's episode is like, we love a good trilogy at a point right now where the whole world seems to be at war with one another. It's like, it gives you, like that line alone was kind of pretty deep. I don't know.
Yeah.
It kind of, it's exactly what it is. Everybody does is like, oh yeah, war is hell. It's very common sort of thing that people spurt out there in these times. But once more, war is not hell, because yeah, hell only takes the sinners. War takes everyone.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, look, Georgie ends up following the White Rabbit through a trench. And he ends up in what seems to be just like a much darker. Once more, the art in this book is fantastic. Fan-fucking-tastic.
Oh yeah.
But there's like the Empire with like the Queen of Hearts, and there's a Cheshire Cat. And then we get a really interesting map of Neverworld, by the way, which Ketzia and Diddy do not have in their book. So you do have to get the Alice one. But there's like a Wonderland, Mad Hatter's Camp, Red Queen Castle. There's Neverland, Mermaid Lagoon, Tiger Lily's Camp, the Tree Stump. There's something called Fairyland with the main public house. There's a Giant's Castle, which seems to have a giant beanstalk growing up it as well. So I'm assuming we get a little Jack and the Beanstalk action. There's a dark forest. There's a Gnome King's Castle in the land of Ev. What is that from?
The land of Ev?
That's from something. Ev.
Spell it.
EV. There is an impassable desert. There's a Gilkin land. There's the Emerald City, the land of Oz, and then there's the Wicked Witch's Castle, the Lake of Sorrow, where I'm assuming that's where we're going to Atreyu, the horse, sank into. Isn't that the swamp? I don't know.
Yeah.
There's Winkleland, which I'm assuming is probably like, I don't know, like the Dreamland sort of thing.
It's where the Winklevoss brothers live.
Yeah, that's where the Winklevi live. And and then there's the land of Oz. This looks flippin' amazing. I see what you're talking about, the wraparound variant covers, by the way, Ty.
Sir.
In the back of the book, you get all those kind of covers. Diddy, you had a Peter Pan one. Tell us about yours.
So you were like, oh, Peter Pan,
Peter.
Alice in Wonderland, or Wizard of Oz, and I was like, Peter Pan.
Yeah, you were in it.
You know that Peter Pan that's my
Your
damn,
brand.
That's my damn.
That's
thing.
my guy.
Anyway, so this takes place. He is actually in Germany.
Yeah.
And it's 1914.
Petra.
Pita, I think.
I
I don't know. Anyway, he's sort of flying for Germany in these like raids that they're doing. It's a circus, but I didn't get that at all. So maybe I didn't read it right.
Well, I
It
think
said
I don't know if he was
Or
a
they
spotter for the German
recruited-
flying circus, and they don't.
So what they say in this comic at least is that they want to do this mission and they want to like take out someone. They don't really specify who, but they say, oh, just use the gypsies and just use the orphans,
Yeah,
like,
which
no.
Peter is.
and they'll never miss him. And then they'll be like, perfect, use the gypsy orphans.
So they're the expendables, if you will.
And then they do say expendable in it. They say, use the gypsy orphan boy. So then they have Peter come in and they're like, Pieta.
And World War
And-
One too. He's like literally like, you got to think like this wasn't where they had like automated bombs out of planes. Like it's literally like a 2-person cockpit, like
Yeah.
back to back, and the person in the back cockpit has to literally take the bomb and drop it at the right spot.
Yes.
Mm.
So they are they are like flying planes and dropping bombs, but they do talk to him, like his person that's flying with him, like his comrade, I don't know what's called, his person flying with him is like, so you think it's okay to do this? Like, you're dropping bombs on people. It's not like you can see them and you're just dropping bombs on them. It's a button. You press a button and you're killing them, which is, I think, super powerful because it's like drones right now.
Did fucking NeverWars knew? Did you guys know? Did you fucking know?
Well,
like, how is this so fucking relevant right now?
Well, it just came. It just came out.
Dropped, but I know this book was made at least a year ago. But how did this drop today?
Pablo,
how did this happen?
All this stuff has been going on for a very long time.
I know, but I'm just saying this is weirdly, I don't know.
No, it's been very going. It's been
We've
very,
never had a war
Thunder
before.
Comics, who the fuck are you?
No,
I've never heard of you before.
It's been very much going on for a long time,
Is it
Pablo.
Pablo's turn to crash out
I'm
now?
sorry.
He follows it. He does every.
Do you guys rotate who gets to crash out every week?
I'm about to crash out. I can't believe it. All right, sorry. Go ahead.
This has literally been going on for a long time. Drones
Yeah,
fighting wars.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, I don't know. Yeah.
Anyways, it seemed very like it was set in this time, but it seemed very our time.
Yes.
Because of the way they talked about, like, oh, you're gonna drop that bomb, you don't know who it is, you're just gonna press a button and that's what it's gonna be. And it's like, oh, that's drones. They're talking about drones, but they're also talking about bombs. I get that.
Yeah.
But it all seems very connected. History's repeating itself. Anyways,
It always does.
he is eager to prove himself. He's like, I can do this. Yes, I am going to do this. I'm not just some gypsy orphan.
I'm
they're
the
like,
gypsy.
I'm
orphan.
the gypsy orphan. And they're
A Peter fucking flying pan.
yeah, I Peter fucking fly. And he has one like guy on the plane who's like, don't do this. Like, you can't do this. They're using you. And he's like, I want to be used.
Oh,
Literally.
I want to know who's this guy on this plane with like a moral compass. Because
Well,
is he not also part of this army regime?
I'm
Yeah.
assuming there's
He is.
there's soldiers
Surprised
out there. I'm
it's
sure
fake.
that
Well, actually,
have
my dad has a story
moral
like this. When
compasses.
he was in the Navy, people came to him because he was doing like stuff for the Navy SEALs. And he had people from the Navy SEALs come to him and they were like, don't join because you'll be a killer.
Sure.
Do you want to be a killer? And my dad was like, no. And they were like, don't do it. And he was like, whoa. It like, he felt like it was a dream at the time, and he still feels like it was a dream. And he was like, I'm not going to join because they literally convinced me not to join. And that's what it felt like. This guy was like trying to talk him out of it. And so he does it anyway, though, because he's like a little kid. He's like, I'm fucking.
It's crazy that like war, right? I mean, like this is not in the comic, but yeah, war can turn into like a job for people.
Oh, 100%.
And just like any job, there's people that are going to want to prove themselves or move up in ranks or get raises or whatever it may be, and will want to say that they're capable of doing what's necessary for the job.
Some people can see the reality of it, and then they'll come to you and be like, hey, this is the reality. I'm just telling you, don't do that.
I mean, so much of our culture is just designed to separate us from like, you separate the worker from like the means of production. So the idea of like, oh, if any of us actually had to like see what it took to like
make the bacon,
you would never eat a piece of bacon.
Yeah.
But like bacon's delicious. So
bacon's so good.
So, but yeah, no. So if you
Those little
actually
pictures so
had to,
cute.
but like, and so many great pieces of media do this, where they like try to humanize war, and like war is this horrible thing. But when you like take the individual stories, you realize the vast atrocities that come with wartime.
Yeah,
and this idea of, I always find this part of history so interesting, where we look at our mistakes as a species and war and the terrible things that we've all done to each other, and this idea of like, how could anyone ever do that? I'm like, pretty easily.
Yeah,
it's easily.
It happens constantly.
And once where it's
also,
not new, right? That's the other thing. Is
it keeps
this is
repeating? But it's also not new.
Go
for
watch
people
Gangs in New York, people.
Yeah, but it's also not new for people to warn someone when it's like, you don't want this life.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So like, it was cool to see that.
Mm-hmm.
and they're like, you don't want this. They're using you.
Yeah.
They just think you're expendable. That's what they say.
And
Mhm.
isn't that what Peter Pan is all about? Is like
Yeah.
protecting the innocence of a child
Yeah.
and never growing up.
So he
Boom.
does do it though, but I think also that part of it, I love Peter Pan. Like
Yeah,
he's my
they're
main
throwing
damn
like
thing.
all the lines and the tropes in there too of like death would be an awfully great adventure.
He says that.
Yeah.
That's like the only thing. But also his characteristics of him being like, I'm going to protect people and you can't tell me what to do and all this stuff, that's all there too. But then he does it and he immediately gets blown out of the sky.
Mhm.
But when he gets blown out of the sky, it's a tornado.
That was me.
Okay, so the
Yeah.
tornadoes in all of this and all these issues.
Yeah. But then when he falls out of the tornado, he lands and he's in
Neverland.
different clothes. He's in full Peter Pan garb and he's with Captain Hook and he is like Captain Hook is like, there you are, Peter.
Yeah, I missed you,
Like
Peter.
like
No,
normal
not
Peter.
like, oh, there you are, Peter.
There
Hello
don't
there.
make me cry.
General Kenobi.
But then he goes, Peter doesn't know who he is. And he's speaking German still. He's like, oh, what does he say? He like calls him like Captain Schreier. And he's like, well, you don't even know who I am. I'm Captain Hook.
Yeah, have
you
forgotten
forget
everything?
You've forgotten everything, haven't you?
Because he lost his childlike wonder when he participated in
In
the
the
atrocities
war.
of war.
Oh my gosh.
And then he's back in Neverland and Hook is like trying to beat the childhood back into him or something.
These
I don't
books
know.
are so fucking good. Look,
They're really good.
these are. I'm
The
so
art's
glad I stumbled upon
amazing,
these.
and it's really cool that there's like so it's only 3
as of now.
So far.
No,
Yeah.
no. I understand, but I'm saying there's only 3 that were
Oh.
released today.
Yes, today.
So these are the ones,
I think
These are
these
the
are
ones
our
for
these are our
today.
protagonists. These are the stories we're following for now.
and it all has something to do with the tornado
Yes, that I
Right,
caused.
right.
I love a good like
Mm.
Love Actually, crazy stupid love setup. for-
Connected,
yes, where it's like a bunch of
Connected, but
individual
not.
stories, but not, and
Yeah.
they'll all come together.
but not.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I fucking love. I wasn't expecting to love this. I was like, oh, this looks a little cheesy. I'm not gonna lie, I thought it looked cheesy.
I think
But
it's
It's
extremely relevant and
fantastic.
very good.
Don Hayfield once more, Marcelo Basil, Marco Baracco, and Dave Lampier.
I want
Uh,
Alice to be a girl.
It's Georgie.
I want Alice to be a
Georgie
girl.
Bird.
I'm trying to
I don't
think where,
know-
like where does the name Georgie ring
I'm
any
just thinking
else
of
bells?
Hi, Georgie. I'm Pennywise.
I know
the
it's
Dancing
just,
Clown.
all I do is it.
But, like,
yeah,
But why? But what was the significance?
I don't know enough about Through the Looking Glass to tell you, but I'm sure there.
But I do, and I'm telling you, no.
There's nothing.
no,
okay.
does Alice have like a son?
Well, no, I'm sure. I mean, I don't know. Maybe Georgie
The
is
book's woke.
significant.
Come on, that's it. Because
We're
No.
so woke. We're going back to
I'm
a
so
white
sorry.
man.
No, they already had one female protagonist. They couldn't have
That's
2
it.
women. No,
That's it.
too many women.
yeah,
I mean,
that's like this show. It's okay. We had 1. Now we got 2. It's 50. I'm just kidding. It's a joke.
and
Sorry.
that's why you'll be not on it. That's
So
not.
I was a guest.
Backtrack.
That's fine. I'll leave.
No. We like.
Oh, she's gonna go.
I guess I'm gonna go.
I need
now.
someone to validate my parking.
No. This. Are you, Diddy? Are you following this book? Are you pulling it? Are you?
No, I'm super into it. I'm super into
So
it.
Ketzia, the way we grade this, because I'm not gonna give you like a 5-star scale,
Mm.
is like, are we there's a poll. You can go to a comic shop and create a pull list to where you say, I want every issue of this from now and forever, reserve a copy for me and save it in my pull list. I'm gonna buy it.
Sure.
I'm gonna wait for it to be compiled into a full trade paperback.
Mm.
And I'm just gonna wait for that, or I'm not reading it anymore, or I love it so much that I'm gonna pull it, wait for the trade paperback, invest in the $100 hardcover like I did with Beneath the Trees, and I'm all in on this. So what would you say about your book?
I think I'm in that like middle ground. Like I would love to have this. If you were like, hey, it's all compiled and it's finished and it's done, would you like to read this? I think that's where I'm at. Like I'm
Gotcha.
intrigued. I like a good story. I'm like this with television. I hate watching episodes like episode to episode.
Yeah, because this comes out once every month.
That no, who has
it builds patience.
And I love forgetting about something, and then when you remember it, it's like Christmas Day all over again. You're like, oh my god, because I do this with anime that comes out week by week, where I like purposefully will skip weeks or like try to distract myself with some other media.
Yeah.
So that when I remember, I'm like, oh my god, my anime, and I'm like 4 episodes to binge. Yes. So I would read this. I would wait to binge it.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's good. I want to binge it too. Diddy, how you feeling about it?
I am definitely going to buy the trade because I want it all together.
Yeah.
But I want it like now too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I feel like I'm always saying trade, and copy. Like I'm pulling.
Yeah, I'm doing the same thing. I'm pulling. Give me a copy. Oh, it's in my pull. I'm going to I'm going to call them tomorrow and be like, put this in my poll right now.
Fantastic.
Ty, did we sell you on it? Are you sold?
Yeah.
Are you asleep?
No, I'm not.
I can't see because of your glasses. I'm like, Ty, are you awake over there? You just
His
weekend at
future
Bernie's
is
me.
too bright.
Thank you. Yes, well, I was actually doing some research.
Okay.
That's why I'm so quiet. There's 4 issues total.
So
4
I knew
issues.
there was another one.
So
4
there,
issues total.
but are the
You're
all?
welcome.
But all are
What's
4
the
issues going to
other
be
one?
like
Monthly, all the way till September. So June, July,
but
August,
three perspectives for each issue?
I don't know. So I looked up AMP Comics
Man.
and I looked up
Or
NeverWars. Just
I know. I can
NeverWars.
only find it on previews.
Yeah, I'm only looking on NeverWars, and there are 4 issues. And what's weird is that issue number 2, the only variant is a 1 of 5 retailer variant, and then 3 and 4 also get just cover Bs.
See, this is why I'm waiting for it to be finished. I'm already confused.
And then
Yeah, it's-
cover B is kind of interesting. It looks like the Tin Wizard wants
Oh
you.
yeah. Sorry. In the final thing, I keep saying like it's just the flying monkeys, but in this final scene in this one, like the general the people of Footmen are clearly Tin Men.
Yeah, they're all
Ah.
tin
The
men.
so it's a bunch of flying monkeys. But the army itself is
Tin
very
Man's the
clearly
gold.
made up of Tin Men.
Heartless tin men. Yeah.
Oh.
Heartless Tin Men. God, that's good writing.
It's
Damn.
good. It's really well fucking done. And
No, it's really good.
I am so in. I'm so on this ride. This is NeverWars once more. Small publisher from Thunder Comics. Check out comicshoplocator.com to be able to find NeverWars at your local comic shop. Yeah, give it a read. Let us know what you think. It's amazing. If you are a fan of who the fuck is a fan of war? But if you're a fan of World War I fucking history, if you're a fan of fantasy,
Or just history repeating itself and
watch Gangs of New York, people.
If you like,
and
if you like whimsical
original story.
Yeah, turned on its head and made super freaking dark.
And I looked up also why I wasn't on your camera. I looked up the land of Ev. It's just the land in Wizard of Oz. I texted it to the group.
Oh, nice.
What's Ev?
It's also a land in the Wizard of Oz. It's also where the witch of whatever her name is.
The Wicked
from.
Witch of the East, bro.
Yeah.
She came down in a bubble, dog. Grow up.
Grow up.
Cool.
You have
Nothing
to
else.
do the hair thing.
Yeah, nothing else. Promote.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks, Ketzia, for coming in and entertaining us. You're awesome. We're gonna have you back like
This
as
was
soon
a lot
as
of fun.
possible. You fit right in. Where can we find you on social media?
Just kidding.
Here's your place to meet next week.
Yeah.
I won't be here.
Yeah, you're gonna be out of town next
No,
week.
I'm not.
Hi again.
So you going to Disney World
What are you
2.0?
doing next week? Yeah.
No, I wish.
no.
You can find her at Ketz.
He's going to
Checks.
Disney Universe
Cats
next
checks.
next week, actually.
What's the story behind Ketz Checks?
Cat's Checks. Honestly, it rhymed and it sounded fun. In middle school, kind of. I've had the tag name forever. But yeah, Cat's Checks. Nothing to promote or push, but I like Instagram clout, so follow me on Instagram.
Yeah. Checks out.
Yeah, checks out.
Got her.
You can also send me Venmos. That's
Send Ketzia money, people.
Send me money. That's
We should
what I'm here
drop
for.
our Venmo.
You guys don't have like a GoFundMe?
We should have one to like buy you coffee. There's that thing.
No.
Buy
is that a
us
thing?
Lazy Dog.
We do go to Lazy Dog after this. Diddy, where can we find you?
Here.
Benny Beignet. Oh, he's like, the light's too bright in my eye.
Oh, baby. What are you doing to my baby? Here at Deeper Issues Nerdcast or live.julian on Instagram or TikTok or any other social medias.
Ty?
Probably at Disneyland.
Oh,
Respect.
girl.
You can find me here at the Deeper Issues Nerdcast. You can find me at my little handle below, Ty Photography. You can find me at the pit of a concert. Yeah.
Find me out in the streets,
so
motherfucker.
You can
That's
find me
so
on the
sick,
streets playing
dude.
Pokemon Go.
Yeah, Tommy Jeff's gonna be out there on the streets playing Pokemon. Or I don't know, you gave it up. But Tommy Jeff, we forced him to get on Instagram. Where can we find you, Tommy Jeff?
Oh, there's a mic by me.
No,
Look at
no,
that.
don't
If
give
you
him a mic. If he
say
says cheese,
one
then
more time.
So you can find me here on Deeper Issues. And you can also find me on the gram at the Tommy Jeff.
The Tommy Jeff.
Yeah.
You can find my nephew Adrian, Lil Toasty 10 on his Xbox code. My name is
Come here.
Pablo
Come
Romero
here.
Estevez. You can find me. Oh yeah, you gotta bring the Lil
Adrian.
Toasty 10. Give it a shout out.
My Xbox gamer tag is Lil Toasty 10.
Yeah, you want to play Xbox? Y'all want the smoke? My name is Pablo Romero Estevez. You can find me here at the Deeper Issues Nerdcast, thinking all the deep thoughts about all the shout things. We have a bunch of cool stuff dropping. We got a really cool interview with friggin' Tom Neely about to drop. We got some more stuff with I got a few more little things with friggin' Charles Fleischer. I got a really cool thing with friggin' Alfred Banks, baby.
Hello.
Find us here Saturday mornings. We're talking all things wrestling. Myself, Pump 61, Nathan Haskill. Yeah, that's it, folks. Until next time. Be kind. Be kind to one another, especially right now. Be fucking kind to one another, okay? Broad mind, and may all of your issues be comic book. Peace.
Fantasies of God, fantasy.